unique.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Way to go, Lydia. Thanks for joining us. We're picking up where we left off with the Curse of Strahd. So thank you again for joining us. After the first break, we do have our giveaway where we were giving away dice, NPCs, and a signed player's handbook, which frankly is a little presumptuous, but you know, maybe it's a
thanks from us. That's all.
Thanks from us. That's right. That's what it is. No, it is. That's all it is. I'm out. Okay, so we'll quickly go around the horn, reintroduce characters. We're going to be really quick. Raven, why don't you start? You were playing
Driessa,
who is a
sorceress.
Yeah.
An Azamar sorceress.
Angel Bebe sorceress.
Yeah.
Lydia, how about yourself?
I am a wood elf war cleric named Esme.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Sean.
I am a red dragonborn paladin named Caecilius of House Raish.
Mm-hmm. Other Sean.
I am Waylon Smallbrook, a male fighter cavalier.
And Mr. Jeff.
Hedge.
Spelled H-G-E.
H-G. Human druid.
Alright, well we're going to jump right in. We last left off atop Yester Hill where the party battled evil druids, an evil tree named Winter Splinter, some blights, and other kind of nasty things. The party did survive, but barely. We will pick up with you all standing near the now diminished bonfire where Winter Splinter burned, and it's now just low embers crackling. Off in the distance and through the mists, you see the black shadow of a looming, massive tree. What do you all do?
That tree. It must come down.
It must have the other crystal.
I don't know, but either way, we can't leave it here. More of these creatures will come back.
Absolutely, I'm with Hedge. Should just go now. Deal with it.
Well, we're already rolling. Splitting the party is no good, even if we wanted to hang behind.
We'll all go.
It's time to press forward.
We're all half dead. Might not matter. Rather meet it fighting that tree.
Hedge just sprints off.
Alright.
My lord.
Hedge takes off. Your horses have no problem keeping pace. You walk through the cold mist that just clings to you. Underneath your feet, you feel soft mud. It's springy with moss, gives way. You approach this tree under what would normally be a mid-afternoon sun, but the sun is, of course, completely blotted out by dark, boiling clouds overhead, as far as the eye can see. It isn't long until roots become visible in your path. Just black roots that sometimes breach the surface and back down. The ground gets a little bit tangled and a little bit more difficult to navigate. Your horses, you have to slow them down a little bit and help guide them for fear of getting one of their feet caught on one of the twisting roots below. As you approach, you start to hear this loud creaking, as if wood creaking. Almost like a ship might sound, that sort of in the distance. Eventually, the massive Gulthias tree makes its presence known. As you walk up, the mist seems to part a little bit, and just this massive, dark-colored, knotted, gnarled tree with intertwining branches that seem to almost just reach towards the sky. Just a massive tree before you. And an eerie stillness settles in. You can faintly hear some creaking as you can almost see the branches high atop just gently swaying. But besides that, there is absolutely not a creature stirring.
Now, this tree looks less like the animated one we just ran into.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be animated
It's not
at
attacking
all.
us.
But at least it looks more like a regular tree than what we kind of just ran into.
Yeah, it looks like a regular tree, except it's maybe 20 stories tall.
All right.
Massive, and a fat trunk. The trunk is maybe, oh gosh, I don't know, 50 feet diameter maybe. Just huge, massive tree. And again, the root system is evident as pieces of it come up and above out of the ground, but you can even feel the ground is hard packed as there just seems to be roots everywhere.
Are there any What's around us? Like, is there anything dead near the tree?
Good question. You don't see much of anything, but as you start to investigate there and look a little closer, you do see little ornamental things hanging from the lowest of the branches. And as you look closer, they're just like strange twigs that have been tied together, and some of them sort of slowly sway, almost like they're runes made out of twigs.
Like someone hung them there?
Yeah, like
Okay.
someone hung them there. And as you look closely, there's maybe 100 of these things. They almost look like leaves, but as you get closer, you realize there's no leaves present on this thing at all. In fact, there's only these hanging ornaments. But you don't see any creatures, you don't see any death.
Are there any ravens in the tree?
There are no ravens in the tree. There is not an animal stirring.
Is one of the ornaments happen to be a crystal that we might be
Nothing
looking for?
seems to be glowing the way the one that you saw previously did.
Are there any leaves at all, even dead ones?
No leaves. It is completely
But-
leafless.
Do the branches get thicker or more dense as they get higher?
Not more dense, but not necessarily less dense either. They're sort of weaving in and out of each other. You can just imagine, just...
But
like-
above the trunk, they're kind of woven tightly together.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I guess Caecilius to Waylon would be like, "You have a stone, why don't you talk to this tree?"
Wouldn't be a bad try, at least.
No, it's evil. You cannot talk to it.
I mean, I can, though.
Cannot talk to it. It does not understand. It wants to kill you.
As Hedge says this, the creaking of wood gets louder. It almost feels like branches creasing across each other, and it sounds almost like a voice.
Hedge has been here the
Trying to find
longest.
its voice.
I would listen to him. He's been here longer than all of us.
I don't think it matters now. Sounds like the tree's going to talk.
And as you say that, a booming voice made of wood scraping becomes evident, and it's loud, like echoing through the fog all around you. Unless I have read the wind wrong, you are my vanquishers. 'Tis a funny thing, this consciousness, memory. Once given, one cannot imagine existence without it. I am ready to be held accountable for the deeds I have done, for the will of the mountain exerted by my roots, and for the peril thrust at thee.
Before we put you to rest, perhaps you could tell us what you remember, how you grew so large, what deeds you've done.
That is a fair question, Knight. Perhaps a final conversation with those not bent on using my abilities is all an ancient thing could ask for. The darkness on the mountain, the giver of gifts. What would you ask me, Knight?
How did you come to be?
It's a funny thing, memory. I do not remember seeding, but I do remember sunlight, but only barely. Perhaps I
could ask you a question, and I will answer any you have for me.
Any question? Truthfully?
You have the word of an old tree. And yes, ask your question, tree. You, druid, I can barely remember the feeling of sunlight. Only the cold dread of the ghosts of the hills in my branches. You have been here long, but not as long as I. Tell me of your memories of sunlight, and help me feel it once more.
Hedge just kind of stares at him for a second. I look up. I mean, there's no...
There's no face, and this again, the voice is being made by creaking, like almost branches creaking in different parts of the tree to create the sounds.
I don't remember much of the sun myself. I've been here so long and alone and hiding in caves and under trees.
The darkness has permeated you too.
No, it has not. I do good things now. Help people. You hurt people. It's all you've ever done.
You do not speak in falsehoods, druid. Yes, I have done the will of the mountain. Fair is fair if you will not share the feeling of sunlight with me. Perhaps one of your comrades would.
I'm going to message Hedge with my cantrip.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
Should we not give him his request?
I can't. I don't remember.
Do you think it is safe for us to? Can I trust him?
No, you cannot trust him.
Should I not honor his request?
You can. You can. I think it is okay if you do. I think it is okay.
I'll cast the light cantrip. And I'll say, this is light. This is my memory of light. This is a gift that I have for my goodness and my purity. And as that, I request that you do truthfully answer a question for us.
'Tis only fair. That is but a spark of the light that I vaguely remember, but I will honor the bargain.
And like what area where the light hits his tree, I'll
Yeah.
use druidcraft to make like something blossom.
Oh man, yeah. You see some big kind of green leaves kind of sprout out there, and it creaks into like.
Thank you, druid.
It is all I can do. I'm sorry.
You have done more than I expected to see life sprout from these old branches. What is your question, angel?
What is your weakness?
Well, I suppose sharing what will destroy me quickly will serve me as well. You will need to burn me to ash. My turn. Tell me, Lady Cleric, if I have a soul, Will I be devoured by the great wolf? Will I be justly held accountable for my misdeeds? Your hammer looks as if it has been swung in judgment before. Tell me, lady, how dost thee dispense justice?
Who would you pray to justice for?
I pray to no one.
Well, that is where you should start.
There is no one here to hear prayers, just the shadows of the mountain to devour our woodness.
Well, the dead cannot cry out for justice. It is the duty of the living to do so for them.
Then go on living after this day, and put this dark soul to rest.
And it pauses.
Should we ask him where the other gem is?
We should.
Tree. Where is the other gem from the keepers?
Yes, the other gem is within my trunk. Find it you will when I am but ash. Now tell me, angel, you have known little besides loss. I saw your bird, whose voice was stolen, spoken backwards. Never did she know the breeze beneath her. How canst thee still find hope within you after what ye have suffered?
I've only ever known darkness. I've only ever known loss. Being here is nothing new to me. It is easy to maintain when that is all I've ever done.
Then it is as I have feared. Even the angels have given up on hope.
They have not given up on hope because I am still here, and I still have hope, and I still have love within me. If not, I would not be as bright and brilliant and full of hope as I am. And I would cast light again.
Good, good. Go on then. Ask me what you will.
This evil on the mountain you speak of, the giver of gifts. What is on the mountain? What is the giver of gifts?
I don't rightly know what you might call it, but whatever it is, it possesses a great power, rivaled only by its malice. It granted me this life so long ago, and threatened to take it from me unless I did as it asked, which I happily did. There is a great wheel that turns to keep the river flowing, young lord, and so time flows on. I have seen children in the shade of my branches, and in but few short turning of seasons, their children and their children's children. What of enduring legacy, young master, when all things return to dust just as I will do.
I don't rightly know. Can you explain further?
When I am gone, what will be left of me? What will be left of you, young lord?
Well, what has remained of everybody is the name you make for yourself and the lessons you teach others and the impacts you made on the world around you. Can you say they were memorable impacts?
No. Then perhaps we get on with it, but I see thy heart, holy knight. So too does the mountain. As bright as a guiding star it burns, or perhaps a funeral pyre that burns within thee. Do not learn the language of the mountain. Do not listen to it. Heed me, night. Do not commune with the shadows of the peaks. And now I yield to thee, the mighty Gothias tree, black roots and heart, I yield to thee. Spare no branch, let no twig go unburnt, lest darkness take root again. I say, finally I yield to thee.
Then let's get on with it. We do this for justice, for those you've harmed, and for mercy.
Do it for what you will, knight. Just do it.
Alright, I'm gonna just go out and put my hand on the tree. And just say, goodbye, little tree. And I cast Call Lightning.
Lightning strikes it. You can start to see flames lick up its side.
I'll go around the side and just dragon breath
Nice.
as much
Can
as
I do a
can.
thing?
Absolutely.
I'll-
It's a huge tree, so it is catching fire, but it is...
I'll throw my 2 flasks of alchemist fire at it.
Ah, yeah. The tree just starts catching fire all over the place. The flames start licking up it, catching the branches, and you all have to stand back because, again, this tree is like 20 stories tall. And you watch, and the flames just start to lick up it. You don't hear any more voice. You don't hear any creaking branches, just the crackling flames.
I'll use Control Flame to kind of spread it, and then...
Ah, yeah. Eventually, branches start withering and falling to the ground, and eventually it's completely consumed, and there's just this massive pillar of flame burning fog away. It almost smells like ozone as mist is just burning and steaming around it. You all are just standing there atop this hill, lit by the flames of this massive burning tree. Your shadows extend long down the path of the hills.
I would like quietly walk up behind him, try not to make any noise.
Oh, hey, bet Strahd saw that.
I'm sure he did. He sees all. But I'm sure he'll see that. You could see that from the Sword Coast, I think.
People would see it too.
There will.
There'd be hope.
There will be.
Yes.
And they can all know that we did it. We'll
Yes.
make it no secret that
No.
it was us.
Well, you all. Yes.
No. You two hedge.
Okay.
Are we in any danger
You
staying
guys are the
here?
ones who burned the thing down.
We all did.
Well, not
What-
me. I stood
What
here.
did you say?
Are we in any danger staying here now?
Thanks, Wiley.
Next to the tree.
Yes. The other druids that have been...
We just took out their leadership, beat their champion tree, and burned down the largest thing that is in this land. I don't think I would dare come this way.
I think the greatest danger we have is making sure the roots don't burn underneath us. I mean,
Or making sure that they do.
well, not with us over top of them.
Oh, no, no.
I wonder if these roots stretch into other worlds, if they're burning in other worlds too. Are they burning back home, wherever your home is?
Maybe it's best some homes burn.
Ooh. Call lightning last 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, you can just.
I'm just gonna blast the ground where the roots are and where the trunk is, and
I think you guys stand back a little bit,
Yeah.
and Hedge is the classic, like, crazy druid. Like, his hair, like, all the static electricity, his hair, his beard is, like, wiry and wild, and he's just... And, I mean, the ground is just blowing up all around. You see roots come up and, like, wither and burn.
Waylon and Osprey are having a little, like, PTSD from the fire, so they're gonna back up quite a bit.
Yeah, you're just like, we'll be right back here.
We're not magical.
Leave
We're
the
gonna
horse
stand back.
and I assume it's stormy conditions.
It is always stormy conditions here, yes.
What a great time to be a
Raven's so
druid.
mad.
It is the best.
Raven's
but
so
every-
mad. Everyone's like, is it overcast? No,
not even overcast.
Once it gets to smoldering, Caecilius will walk into the fire and find the crystal.
Yeah, it takes a while to
been
burn.
burnt.
I mean, you guys watch it burn for like 2.5 hours. I mean, it's still going. But yeah, eventually you're just keeping look, and you finally see this glowing. The last one you got was orange, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you see a green light kind of emanating out. And it takes a second. You all kind of spotted it about the same time. And yeah, Caecilius, you just stride through the flame, pick up this green. It looks almost exactly like the other one. Pine cone sized green. And as you hold it, it's sort of emanating light. It's emanating rays of light from between your fingers.
The other one's purple, right?
Was it purple?
Yeah.
I think it was.
The other one, I know that there was.
Orange.
I thought we had orange green. I thought the purple was with the.
Oh, you're
Baba
saying the
Saga.
other one?
Yeah,
The one you
yeah.
don't have.
That's what I'm talking
yes,
about.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're
the other
right,
one
you're right.
is with...
That which was
Baba.
the best. Which was the best one.
Yeah, the best one was purple. Baba has it.
All right, yeah.
Baba.
I'll walk out, and I'll have taken out the other one too. I think so. Just holding 2
Yeah.
gems.
And just kind of pokes his head underneath your arms,
Yeah, just.
looking at them. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, I think.
When
Kai,
Caecilius-
Kai will let you, and maybe even put his arm around you.
You got some heavy plate mail, and you just kind of.
Those are wondrous objects. Hopefully.
He'll toss one to you.
How big are they?
Pine cone
cone.
size.
Oh, you just said that. I'm
Yep,
sorry.
that's okay.
Hopefully we can return these to their rightful place.
Maybe wine. Oh, such good wine.
It won't be long. They'll at least have the 2 that they've had for 10 years. At some point, we'll get back to the 3rd from the witch.
I think it's time we head back to the Keepers and
Head to the
at least
keepers.
let them celebrate something for once.
They've been able to celebrate with their lives.
Lives and maybe some wine.
How far is it there? Like an hour or something?
It was like an hour and a half, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Okay.
I guess as we're walking, he'll look at Irene and be like, we should go to Krezk after this, see what's there.
She nods. It's just like, yeah, I agree. I mean, she looks like something crazy has happened for her. Looking through that fog window,
Mm-hmm.
she's...
Something struck.
Yeah, I mean, she's like maybe shaking a little bit, like her eyes are kind of darting around.
I mean, we have to go back by there anyway, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I mean, Caecilius was interested in that
Yeah.
window.
Yeah, so
More than what
you
they-
walk back by, and it's the same deal. I mean, it looks like time is passing roughly equivalently there. So it's like a mid-afternoon sun. It's kind of settling behind that white, like it's like a citadel with these banners flapping in the breeze. You can almost hear it, or maybe it's in your head. But yeah, it's like a window into another realm.
Is it... I mean, we were a little busier. Is it something you could walk right up to? Like...
To the window?
yeah, like a TV screen. Could I stand here, or is it raised up, like, too high?
You could walk up to it.
I mean, Caecilius will. In fact, I think he'd ask Irene, we should go up and look. It'd be all too easy if we could just get you to the other side, but I'd hate to leave the stone unturned.
I highly doubt it, but all right. About the rest of you.
I will follow behind with my hammer.
Hammer over your shoulder. All right, you guys. Hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome, party. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the party.
Welcome.
Welcome. Stay a while.
No fun, it's no
It's no Blinsky. Okay, you get to the fog wall, and she's kind of looking at it. I mean, her eyes are glistening. You can see tears welling up as she's looking at it, and she's just like, I just can't remember remember. It's like a dream I can't recall. And she's kind of staring at it, and she reaches her hand out, and it's like it sort of sinks into fog and becomes like very difficult to see, right? Like it's almost like it's a very thick shadow, and as she sticks her arm in, the hand becomes more and more obscured, and she kind of pulls it out and shakes it, and it's steaming a little bit like it was burning her.
I would try the same thing then.
Yeah, you do the same, and you start to feel like it's almost like scalding water, and it starts to hurt pretty bad.
I'll pull it out.
Yeah, but same deal. It's kind of steaming and smoking.
That burned me quick. Not even fire burns me that quick.
So she's standing in front of this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I don't like you.
So, Waylon's actually going to stick the butt of his spear in there
Okay.
and hold it in.
You do. You hold it in, and you see it start to darken, and then it starts to melt as if it's like acid.
He'll
You
pull
can
it
just
out.
barely see it, but you pull it
Yeah.
out, and it's steaming, smells like.
I don't
burnt
think we
wood.
should go through this.
It might present a hazard.
He says it was all too easy if Strahd could just stride through this.
I didn't
Another
know.
trap.
I don't even know if it's a trap. I think it's for somebody put it here for Strahd. Not for Strahd didn't put it here. It's a window out of a jail cell. I had one just like it.
This is as much his prison as it is ours.
Prisoner and warden. I'm fairly convinced that you're supposed to be there, though. And that if we end this, that's where you'll be going back to.
I don't know. You may be right.
Aren't we all supposed to be somewhere else, though?
We are. Though I saw that place in my dream last night.
I wouldn't trust a dream from this place.
Apparently not.
Most
So-
dreams are planted by Strahd. I'm certain of it.
Maybe so. But that's what I saw. Sunshine and white citadels.
I haven't had a dream yet, have I?
I don't think so. You haven't slept yet.
Mm-mm. I'm quite tired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Waylon's gonna hack off this end of his spear that has now been melted.
It kind of hits the ground, still steaming and melting a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna leave it there. He doesn't want any part of that.
Well,
That sounds like bad juju.
I don't know if Krezk is my salvation, but perhaps the abbot will hold more answers for us.
If you can at least help us with the fortunes that we received or to find the weapons we need to fight, then it'll be well worth it.
Fortunes?
We got fortunes when we came here. One that would tell us a past, one that would be someone to aid us, our greatest ally, which looks like it's the Mad Mage from a year ago. One will lead us to a weapon. One was where to find Strahd, easy enough, in his castle on his throne.
Strahd seems like he wants to find us when he pleases either way. That fight will happen. I do think there are more answers in Krezk, though.
It's at least a head holy man here. Every other church reports to him.
We should head that way while we still have time.
Agreed.
Take the gems back, though, first, right?
Of course, we need to get that wine flowing.
Yeah, and it's now nearing sunset.
A place to sleep, too.
We'll need a rest.
Right, I turn into a regular sized raven and just kind of scout for them.
Cool. The path back is completely clear. You all return. You can look back and still see the tree smoldering in the distance for some time. Eventually it disappears in the mists. And you arrive at the Wizard of Wines, and you can see a large wooden wagon outside that has been loaded up with barrels of the wine that Caecilius cleansed. And you can see two of the Mardikovs kind of loading up. One of them's brushing the horse, and Davian's just kind of standing there with his arms folded. He's actually leaning on a walking stick, looking like he's a little bit, still recovering from the injuries he sustained earlier. Then he sees you all coming back, and he kind of taps his stick on the ground, and he says, "Well, would you look at that, boys? They've returned. I couldn't be happier. couldn't be happier that you made it back. And he kind of hobbles over towards you guys. And the two other boys kind of stop what they're doing and just kind of look. They're kind of nodding and smiling at each other. One of them clasps the other one on the shoulder. And Davian comes up to you and says, well, did you find them? Did you find the gems there?
Yeah, I'd pull out one. I think Waylon probably still has the other.
And he's like, oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe what you've done for us and all of the people of Barovia. It's truly heroes.
It was a pleasure.
Like, your man Hedge threw half those druids into their own fire. It was rather impressive.
Oh, yeah, are you still raving form? Sitting on Caecilia's
Yeah, I was going to
shoulder?
Caecilia's shoulder.
Yeah.
I guess I'd motion to...
Yeah.
Go!
Yeah, you and flap your wings a little bit. He says, oh, that sounds like Hedge. He's quite a bit of potential in him, I believe. Well, you all look... Well, you look like you've been dragged through mud and then beaten.
Mostly fire and ashes, but yes.
We saw the fire from here. What was that?
The Gulthius tree is no more.
You burned it.
We burned it. It was ready to die. Repentant.
He kind of... Well, it should be. It's loomed over that hill for, well, forever, perhaps.
At least for 700 years.
Even the tides change with time.
I suppose you're right. You know, there's been others like you, but... Well, no one's ever been quite as capable, I suppose. Well, you look hungry. Can I be making you up a spot of food?
Are you still standing on his shoulder?
Well, no.
Hops down and changes.
Yeah.
Alright then, now. Come in, you'll have to tell me about it. Come in. Are you finding yourself settled, Mistress Elf?
Is it possible to be settled here?
I suppose you're right, but at least you fell in with the right company.
I believe so.
Oh, well, please, come in. I've already got a pot of stew going. I wasn't sure you'd be coming back, if I'm being honest with you, but I'm so glad you did. I couldn't be happier. Please, come in.
So,
And,
Waylon's gonna toss the stone to Caecilius and take Osprey to the stables first and kind of
Okay.
settle him in before.
Yeah. You see him kind of lead off
Yeah.
Osprey. You want to do anything there? Go ahead.
I'll just... Yeah.
Well, he'll untie his shoes and make him comfortable, and he said, "You did good, boy. We've made it this far."
The horse is like, you did well, master.
I try my best. Thank you for keeping me safe through that battle once again.
The horse doesn't say anything, kind of goes from side to side. It's like, thank you for keeping me safe. That's what we do.
We've been through at least 5 major battles now, and we're both still alive. You're the closest thing I have to family now.
He kind of nods and whinnies a little bit, kind of pushes up against you a little.
Alright, well, I'll see if I can bring you out some treats when we're done eating.
I'd do with some of those apples if you could find some.
I'll see what I can do for you. Rest easy, friend.
To Balashar, I'll just turn and stay.
It doesn't react at all. Balashar is his skeletal horse, of course.
Alright.
Skeletal horse, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Droll.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So, and he'll say, "See ya," and kind of peace out, and let him kind of rest. You know.
Yeah, and it needed its rest.
Yeah,
he was Osprey was pretty beaten up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think that earns everyone some inspiration for doing some tight role playing right off the bat. Castle Mac has special rules around inspiration. Number 1, regular inspiration are represented by these little blue boys right here. Those can be spent as re-rolls. We make inspiration just a little bit more powerful than it normally is. You don't have to declare it. You can use it as a re-roll. And furthermore, we have these little red ones that are player-given inspiration. If someone does not already have an inspiration, a player can give one to one of their fellow players. Ideally, this is meant to be given out for good role-playing. In practice, it comes out when people are near death. And I'm okay with that. That is A-okay.
But you do your best role playing when you're trying not to die.
I disagree, but maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so he they set the keepers of the feather set a table for you guys. They've made some stew and some very grainy bread, and they kind of lay it all out for you guys. And it is Davian and his two sons, Adrian and Elvir, and also Yuri, who was the one who designed the
Ava wine.
The Ava wine, yeah, the wrap for the wine. And they all kind of sit down with you, and Davian is just like he's kind of slurping his stew using his bread to kind of dip it, and he says,
Tell me about what you found atop the hill. Those druids have been a thorn in our side for quite some time.
I would laugh at that.
It's like, I don't...
I thought you were making a joke. Thorn, druid.
he looks at you and cracks a smile. He's like,
I never make jokes intentionally, but I'm glad it fell upon you that way.
I don't think the druids will be a problem for you much longer.
Well, it's as if every dream we had, every wish had been granted. I can't thank you all enough. I really can't. And my boys here, well, this is their legacy. The winery's really all they know. And because of you, it's secured, and our future is secured.
Not just us, you do realize, as I mentioned, it was your daughter that sent us here.
I know, and, well, I suppose if the five of you have been so willing to help a stranger, and not to mention, of course, your fallen comrade, then I suppose I can get over old grudges.
Never
Perhaps
let
if you...
families stray too far.
I know, you're right, and I'll reach out to her. Perhaps if you get to Valaki before I do, you tell her as much, won't you?
Not sure we will. We're going to Krezk after this.
I don't know anything about what's going on with him and his daughter, do I?
you really don't. And I was thinking, actually, here's a good opportunity for you to get caught up to speed, because Esme kind of has no clue what's going on.
Esme is just like, hey, I'm here, I just killed some stuff.
Yep, pretty
Who
much.
are you?
So, you're going to Krezk next, then. Can I ask you what your plan is? Ordinarily, I'd say we could help you, but I'm afraid our network has been significantly reduced. The druids, well... The druids dealt us quite a blow.
I believe we plan on talking to the abbot, Master Keeper.
Of course.
Hopefully, we can find some answers there. It seems places of worship have held few answers in this mystery of the land.
It's hallowed ground that's the head of their order, plus the pond there might be the key to some information that we're seeking.
You keep talking about that. What do you mean?
We were given fortunes when we all came here.
By who?
The Vishtani, who are both not to be trusted and to slightly be trusted.
Sounds...
Their people helped out Strahd. However, 700 years ago, when he was a prince, and then he was cursed to be that vampire, and he became a monster. They can travel between realms to a certain degree, and they are somewhat protected by Strahd.
They were the reason that we are even here.
That's true.
They're the reason we're here?
Strahd is the reason that we're here, but...
Either. Strahd sent them, but we also agreed to come here. We just didn't know. They said they needed, that their lord had gone mad, was cursed, and needed somebody to break the curse. Certainly we thought it was someplace on the Sword Coast.
No one asked me.
Clearly it wasn't.
No one
I
has
was
to
not
answer.
asked by anybody.
It was very impolite.
It sounds like you all just fell into the mist. The mist surrounded us, that's for certain, but we did agree to come here. We just didn't check the fine print.
So if Strahd chose you, is that what you believe? Or
I
the
don't-
Vishtani chose you?
I don't believe that we were chosen. We just happened to be the only people that were brave enough to approach them.
I think
I wonder if
Strahd
we
seems
fell
to-
into the mist as for a reason, or if we were just randomly chosen
Strahd
for
seems to
fun.
like his playthings.
That's what I thought.
I think he chooses the mightiest he can, the most holy, the most righteous.
Well, that's
Everyone's
why he
seen-
chose me.
That's why he chose me.
Ooh.
I have no idea why he chose me.
Is Esme pretty?
I think so. But also, like, she could crush you.
I would regard her.
I think
I would just
Strahd,
stand and regard her.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Stop listening to us. Ye whose name I shall not speak.
Not in like a kind of way, but
Yeah,
just
I mean-
like she's just a strong, powerful female, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
She does have a huge scar, and I mean, you know, she looks like she could crush you, yet also is still an elf. Has that like otherworldliness, you know, a little bit ethereal. Of course, Driessa is like radiant. I mean, even out of the corner of your eye, you're like, man, that is like a most perfect human being. Davian, I mean, he's kind of leaned back now. He's got his bread and he's like scraping out the bottom of his stew. Irina is kind of just staring at it, and she'll occasionally kind of take a bite.
I don't really know who Irina is, though, either.
No, she's just with us.
That's true.
No. I don't jump to it.
yeah, introduce your friends.
I mean, unless you want to. Go for
No, go ahead.
it. When we came here, we came in through Barovia, right past Strahd's castle. That's where the Vishtani took us. Well, actually, a carriage with no horses took us there. But then when we came back, we found that the Burgomeister was dead. We met his son, her brother.
Yeah, she kind of looks up and nods, like in confirmation, but doesn't seem like she wants to add anything.
Strahd has his eye set on Irina for some fell purpose. Perhaps she represents some lost love, a new one. They're related, nobody knows. But her safety is a key. Things have yet to attack her. Whether that continues, I don't know.
Have you always known that Strahd has wanted you?
No.
And how old are you?
24. She says, it started just, I guess, only 2 weeks ago now. He sent creatures to attack our house in Barovia village. I don't know why, and I don't know to what end, but I know that I have some part to play here, and I wish I knew what it was, because I fear that I am putting you all in grave danger now.
Danger will find us one way or the other. Do not put that burden on yourself.
You all do seem quite capable. She kind of cracks a little bit of a smile before it kind of fades again.
As do you.
Even if they chose to attack you, your sword hand is steady.
My father and my brother trained me the best they could. Raven can't handle it.
No, I'm just listening.
Every time an Irina conversation comes up, everybody here turns to me.
That feel when Raven is jealous of a pretend character.
Alright.
But you wish Rice was here. 'Cause he hated her.
Put my helm on.
Yeah, alright.
I'll put my helm on anyway because I'm eating.
Alright. She puts on this huge antlered helmet that makes her eyes glow blue. The helmet of an undead lord.
I like it.
She kind of like flops an arm on. Eating her stew.
Damien, do you happen to have any apples to spare? It is an odd question, but
He says, I believe we do. Yes,
I have a good friend who has a fondness for apples.
of course.
Has quite earned them.
Of course.
Hedge looks at you expectantly. Smiling.
And
I'll have one of the boys fetch you a basket just when we're done eating.
thank you, thank you.
Mm.
He says, the keepers of the feather have long kept an eye on the goings-on of Strahd. I can tell you now that in my years he hasn't been as active as he is right now, but I've heard it comes and goes. I was probably 50 years on the last time he was about as much as he is.
Apparently there was some story we heard that he turned some woman that he also had his eye on. But when she did not love him unconditionally, he no longer... he went dormant, or he didn't get what he wanted. So apparently he needs some unconditional love.
Irina kind of stops and she's like, he'll find himself sorely disappointed.
I know.
His need for attention is great, and I think that having us here gives him some sort of enjoyment because we are always wary of him.
There are dragons who are ancient, who will keep people in their lairs for days, just toying with them, sometimes years. I look slightly uncomfortably at Esme, sometimes far longer if they live long lives. He is not singular in his cruelty.
Doesn't mean we shouldn't end it.
Oh, no. And it will. It will end.
I hope you're right. We'll offer you whatever assistance we can, as I've said. Well, is there anything else I can do for you tonight?
Right now, I think the most assistance we can have is a bed, in all honesty, Mr. Keeper.
Of course. You've all certainly earned your rest.
I would take a bottle of that wine.
Of course.
No.
Hedge, of course.
How many does he have stored away already?
I don't know. I'm not telling.
I'll have the boys go out just tonight to the vineyard.
Wine.
And the boys will replant the gems. That should be quick before we can get wine back into production. But I think the wine that you cleared, Caecilius, is more than enough to supply the towns for at least a couple of weeks.
I can do a few more here before I go to sleep.
That would be most welcome. Alright then. Will anyone else be needing anything? We'll get your apples right squared away.
A word, Master Keeper.
Of course.
In private.
Of course. Then I'll take everyone's leave unless you be needing me.
Can we say, for the sake of catching me up while you talk with him, he and I catch up on
If
everything?
you want to. I'm
I'll
also
catch
okay
you
with
up.
role-playing it out. I mean, it's kind of cool to recap, because we have been going for almost 4 months now. So, I'll leave it up to you guys. Would you rather summarize to her so Esme now knows, or do you want to role-play out catching her up? You guys tell me.
You guys tell me. Y'all know I can talk for 2
Hedge would not be in that conversation, so I won't have a...
Yeah.
You guys make
He just.
What would you prefer, Lydia?
I don't know. Roll a die.
Roll a die.
Feels like the right way to do it. Okay. Stream, what would you prefer? I'll give you guys a quick second. We're going to go do his one-on-one conversation. Do you want them to catch her up in character, or would you prefer we move along? I'll let you guys decide. Chat and let us know. Does that sound fair to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So he kind of wanders off and grabs one more piece of bread as he walks off, tears a couple pieces of it, bites it. And you guys step foot out into that veranda where they have the wine presses. Yeah, I remember what they're called this time. And he's kind of takes in a little bite of it and he says, "What can I do for you, horse lord?"
Master Keeper, I may be overstepping my bounds, but about your daughter.
I mean, he kind of cocks an eyebrow and like puts the bread down.
Yeah. No, and he'll like flush red. Not that I mean in that way.
It's like, I didn't take it that way. She's happily married.
But
Raven took it that way. That was weird.
I too have strained relationships with my father, and it would mean the world to me to see him reach a hand out. And sometimes, as a son, I know I can also be a little hard-headed, but I have a feeling it would mean the world to your daughter too if maybe an olive branch was extended.
He kind of nods and says, "For too long, I've led their actions, which were nothing more than the youthful exuberance of young love. Well, I've let it form a wedge between us that didn't need to exist. You all have sacrificed so much for me. I will do this, and I'll do it with gladness in my heart. I thank you.
I thank you. I would just hate to see another family crumble to the foundations like mine have.
His face kind of turns a little bit soft, and he puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, well, I hope you know, boy. Well, I suppose you make the most of your situation.
I try. It's hard when you're in a different world to even have contact. But
Well, I can't speak to where you're from or to your particulars, but, well, we all are dealt the cards we're dealt. I suppose you best make the most of it and cut ties with the past if you need to.
kind of look down and nod.
Some of us are granted the opportunity for closure. Many of us aren't. Maybe you're the former, but you better make peace with the fact that you might be the latter.
I thank you, Master Keeper. I do think I need to sleep on this one.
Of course.
Thank you for your advice, and thank you for reaching out to your daughter. It brings me warmth in a cruel and cold place such as this.
He smiles and says, I'm afraid you all have brought all the warmth. Truly, you've risked everything for people you barely know. That is true heroism, and will forever be in your debt.
Well, I wouldn't. There are no debts to be repaid here. It is part survival and part joy to bring joy to others' faces.
He says, well, we're still a long way from joy here, but perhaps you've planted the first seeds, and maybe they'll grow and take root.
Well, I cannot imagine any better hands than the keepers to help those grow.
He kind of smiles and clasps you again on the shoulder. He's like, you'll go get some rest. Take those apples to the horse.
Aye. He'll take his basket and kind of turn in at the stables.
All right. The chat has voted overwhelmingly that you guys role play out the catch up of Esme. So anyone who wants to be involved in that, go ahead. Hedge, if you want to sit there, you can pipe in.
But you have input because you're from here.
Yeah.
Or you've been here the longest.
But it won't impact what you're
Yeah.
recapping
Yeah.
between what they've experienced.
Wayland, we can even say that for fun's sake, you can be present. You can run out and feed. So everyone's sitting around. I think there's now a fire going. Wine has been poured for everyone, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's wine that Caecilius cleansed, so it's it's definitely safe from where the druids had poisoned it, the Nancy druids, and you all. Sorry.
Someone will get a Sharpie.
Yeah. So yeah, you all sit down, and Esme, I think you probably request again, like, all right, can you guys fill me in? Right. I think it's reasonable to say you've gathered everyone to be like, why am I risking my life?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's what we know. Strahd has been, apparently at one point, was a well-liked lord, from what we can understand or not, a prince, apparently cursed with being a vampire. He's been for over 700 years. This realm is a prison. It's his and everybody else's. Of note, there are no new souls that enter here.
But my soul has entered here.
No new souls can be created here, as in our realm. So if two people have a child, there's a good chance that child is just a husk of a being. No point deluding you. In Barovia, by the church, there's a ghost parade of all the heroes that have been lured here over the years. It lasts all night, and they march up to the castle and jump off the edge. Yeah, I know. But the Vistani, I believe, brought us here. As much as I wouldn't trust them here, I don't think they were lying and that they want to escape too.
Well, how do I know who's a Vistani?
The Vistani do look a bit different
They
from
look a
the
bit
standard
different. Yeah,
Barovians.
they look Roma.
They look
versus-
Roma, and maybe
yeah.
I'm supposing a little, just a little bit livelier than
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
else.
I mean-
Like the cut, just like the
Yeah.
cheeks are rosier or
Yeah.
something. Because I imagine
And
they're
they,
not touched.
I mean, you've seen them as being far more jovial.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, their lives aren't that bad.
They're less affected than
Right.
the common folk around here.
There'll be color left in their face. They'll be laughing. It's a good giveaway.
Yes.
They travel in bands.
And what is with the ravens?
The ravens here are a symbol of good luck, so the keepers of the feather have a network here. That's right, Hedge.
It was stronger before, but now I think it'll be strong again.
Agreed. They can turn into large ravens or regular ravens. They communicate with all the ravens. Typically, they're a sign of hope here.
Were ravens is what they have been referred to as.
And that is what your companion was that died.
She was something entirely different.
Don't think she was. Think she was
Cursed.
cursed, transmuted somehow. She was an elf. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't know if
You
I
don't
knew
know
that
that?
she was an elf at all.
I don't think so.
I don't
Maybe
think you
that's
did.
She seems to think she was cursed. And maybe she was not that. They can fly. They can turn into giant ravens. They could talk. She was only granted the ability to talk by High Matron Ennis.
I have heard of Ennis.
Took her out of a tavern there, saw something, and when she came out, she could talk. Our companion we entered here with is back in Valaki, watching the Church of St. Andro. I don't look forward to telling him that Ava fell.
Her name was Ava.
Her name was Ava.
It's a pretty name.
It's a pretty name.
For a pretty being.
She had a good heart. She died.
She was always warm.
Reitz was like her older brother and protector. He hates this place worse than you do.
How long have you all been here?
A week.
So much has happened in 7 days.
This is a place of constant movement. If you're not on your toes, you'll find yourself in the ground.
And seeing that, it's like being back at the well. You always have to be 2 steps ahead and still looking behind.
I do not know what the well is, but pretty much that sums it up.
Imagine the worst hell you can imagine.
Well, I'm here, so this is pretty much as bad as it gets.
Will we ever get home? What happens if we kill Strahd? Are we still stuck in this prison?
If the prison was made for one person and that one person is dead, I can't imagine that the prison would stay. But maybe not. But then again, even if we don't get home and we kill the devil, it doesn't have to be hell anymore.
You're right.
Also worth mentioning is Rictavio.
Rictavio, he would seem almost like a jester. He's got a circus act. It looks like an elf in clothing I've never seen before. He is in reality, I believe he said his name was Dr. Rudolf van Richten. He's an old man. Apparently his son was taken here and then returned as a vampire spawn. He's some sort of vampire hunter. He spent his whole life looking to get here, but when he finally got here, he's a bit old. And he's human, so he doesn't have that long.
Oh.
You have longer, Hedge.
Oh, good.
And he's traveling alone.
Plus you're a druid. I imagine that they can wildly elongate their lives if they want to.
Oh, I don't know. I hope so. I am quite old.
Once you get out, you can do it and then enjoy the rest of the world again.
This is all I've ever known.
Hedge, how long have you been here?
I don't know.
Just starts drinking wine.
Sure.
As I said, though, we were given fortunes. 5 of them.
By the Vishtani.
By the Vishtani. But
It seems like such a game.
I think it is. But for whatever reason, I have no reason. I should think this, but I believe the fortunes are true.
Maybe they are trying to help without looking like they are helping.
Could be.
That Strahd doesn't know that they are not his allies.
They're not willing to give up their positions, but they don't want to stay here anymore.
It's their survival. I understand.
Sure. One, where to find him. In his castle on his throne. Easy enough. Another, who our greatest ally will be. Apparently there was a wizard who came here a year ago, tried to rally a bunch of the people. Most of them died. People are not so far willing to give much help because they lost their loved ones.
Is he included in the march at Barovia?
Apparently,
He is not.
He's said to still be alive. He was thrown off the cliff into the water. Some say they saw him up at Lake Baratok. He might be crazy. He might be dead. But either way,
He could be helpful,
he could be helpful.
or he could be mad.
Or he could be both.
Either way, the potential for an ally in this place is too great of an offer to pass up,
I agree.
even if it means we might have to fight our way back out of it. But it's well worth it in the end, I think, as we all have seen. One more extra arm can make all the difference.
Wizards have arcane knowledge. There might be something that he knew, but he was just one. With frankly, a group of people who weren't ready to fight. We are 5.
And we are ready to fight.
We are ready to fight. Battle scarred already.
This will be a war that we will win.
It will be a war we will win.
I can get behind that.
The other fortunes we have. This place, Alginvastad. It's guarded by a stone dragon. They said there was an order of a dragon. There's silver dragon. A good one. That's why I got this horse. From one of their outriders, long dead.
Just an undead skeletal horse standing, not even moving. Whereas normal animals are kind of always doing a little something, it's just like a statue.
That's-
Yeah, we got an animal over there, not doing much. Love that dog.
Apparently there we'll find some ancient knowledge that will give us context and aid us. That was one fortune.
Okay.
Another is to find a pool in the west. A still pool. One is that we should look to the west and find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun. There we'll find a holy symbol of hope. We think that might be in Krezk.
Okay. Well, Krezk is where the head of the church is,
Right.
so that would stand to reason.
I would think so. It's the holiest place.
As holy as a thing could be around here.
The church is held out. The Morning Lord is what they pray to, though he has almost no power. They do have hallowed ground. So, 700 years they've withstood it with only 3 churches.
Or at least Strahd allows them to think that they have.
I don't think so. I don't know why he'd keep them open. I think he would have long just torn through them.
I agree with you.
There's still some faith here.
We need to spread more of it, though.
We did a ceremony at the church to make guards for the sacred bones. Rice watches over it. He's a capable warrior. And I got this armor from the church in Barovia from Danovich. So they're certainly looking for the righteous to lead them.
And the righteous they have.
And the righteous they have. That does bring us to the last. If we can find some woman hanging over a fire, she'll give us information on the weapon we need. Some sword of light, a weapon of light. Sunlight, I don't know. That's where we are. There's apparently a witch that says her name is the Baba Lysaga, and she's got the other gem to this place.
She claims she is Strahd's mother.
Nobody believes that.
Either way, if we can do more by recovering the third gem, I think it would be good for the morale of the people here.
Well, she's terrorized the south. Those towns are abandoned now because of her.
Well, best not to let her spread any farther.
Not at all. Those werewolves we heard of. The werewolves were what we were investigating in the first place.
And missing children.
They were taking children into the mists. That's how we even found this. Valaki is a place that's about to explode. Their Burgomeister holds festivals where he believes that saying that all is well and pretending that everybody is happy in the celebration will keep the devil away. Clearly, this doesn't work. He's a bit of a fanatic and he's trying to hold on to power. There's another faction, I guess there, named Lady Vakta, who tried to sacrifice a 14-year-old girl for people. We stopped them. But she's trying to bring down the Burgomeister. The Burgomeister's trying to bring her down. His main thug has an arm of fire and is strangely having dolls made to look like Irina. More and more life-sized. Lifelike.
I think she's not even listening.
Yeah.
She's got a glass of wine and she's kind of staring at the fire.
We got good relations with the Burgomeister and impressed him. Told him we'd look into Lady Vakta. No point letting her know that we...
It's going to take a good deal of political maneuvering to settle this dispute.
We're not allies, but I don't think we need to make it known that we're enemies. Or perhaps we aren't even enemies, though I don't like him. Not one bit.
He's not a good man. However, he does hold power, and anybody who holds power that we can have backing us at this point, not named Strahd, is going to be a boon to our mission. For the time being, as long as he is useful, we need not upset him yet.
I agree. Alright.
That's pretty much where we are.
A great battle is coming.
That it is. Many more, in fact.
All right.
Take a quick
Nice
break.
job, everyone. We'll take a quick break. Give us 10 minutes for a short rest, and we'll be right back as the party heads to Krezk. You won't want to miss it. See you in a few. All right, welcome back, everyone. Quickly, we did do a contest. We were trying to reach 100 followers on Twitch. We did that. I think we broke 110 or so. So earlier today, we rolled randomly for some of our giveaways. So if you missed that, we were giving away 3 sets of dice. Some of our spare dice, because I think between us, we probably own about, what do you think, 3,000 sets of dice or something like that?
Dice owned by us.
Yeah. We are also going to give away the second prize, which is you get to work with us to introduce an NPC into one of our games. We haven't really decided which. We'll figure out where it fits better in Strahd or Princes of the Apocalypse. And the winner is getting both a set of dice, an NPC in one of our games, and we will mail you any D&D book you want. We will all sign it and send it your way. It's PHB, unless you already have that, just feel free to say, hey, I'd rather have the Curse of Strahd or Xanathars or whatever. Briefly, I will announce the winners here. We'll reach out to you via Twitch. I don't know if anyone on this list is actually watching right now, but if so, congratulations. So the first winner is, I have no idea how to pronounce this, Kempesta, who is Sean's co-player on the Greyhawk Channel's Wednesday game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice,
cool.
Nice.
So she gets a set of dice, which we will mail off.
It's Chem, right?
Chem.
Is that Chem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barmorks, Barmorcs, you will be sending you a set of dice. Big Giant Chaos, sending you a set of dice. We've seen you in the chat. I'm not sure if you're there tonight.
Not tonight, I don't think so.
Dice plus an NPC, Pashka RDD. We've seen them a couple of times in the chat, so that's awesome. And finally, for the big win, a book, the NPC, a set of dice goes to Artane Gaming, who is another follower of ours. I don't think I've seen them around in the chat, but we will be reaching out via Twitch. So thank you all so much. It really means a lot to us. This marks our 3rd complete week since we decided to start doing this streaming thing, so it's really been quite a ride. We really thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I am proud to DM for this fine crew who is role-playing Up a Storm tonight. Also, on break, I just have to mention this. We threw a piece of candy at... Yep, Lydia. I'm sorry. Threw a piece of candy directly at this guy's face, and he caught it like with scary reflexes. Like it was like I could see the math. Caught it right out of the air. I was like, oh, man.
She didn't toss it.
No, it was not.
She threw
not a lob. It was a beeline. I thought it was going to hit him in the face. And I was like, oh my god.
We've actually been working on this for years.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. Okay, so we're going to jump right back in. You all sleep peacefully that night. No dreams come your way.
Where are we sleeping?
Wherever you want. You've pretty much got the run of the winery. I don't think there's any guest rooms or anything like that. It's certainly not an inn. But they've got spare blankets and maybe even a couple of hay bales and stuff like that they can pull in to make.
I'll push them all together.
Alright.
I actually think they have that kind of veranda on the top level where that druid was.
Yep.
I actually think Caecilius is going to sleep out there.
Okay.
And ponder that window and think back to his imprisonment and think about the window. Maybe get a little uncomfortable being inside.
Yeah, find another parallel between you and the Devil Strahd.
I don't think he likes it, but I think he's taken that wine up. And
Like out on the actual ledge? Like on the top of the building?
where that...
Oh, I guess it was kind of like
I'm going-
like a balcony.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take turns laying down next to each person to find the most comfortable person to fall asleep next to.
Okay, I think the most
That's a die roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say
We roll
I think
off.
Caecilius would be a negative. Why don't you roll a D4? A 4 will be Irina. She probably won't take kindly to it, but perhaps. Okay,
2.
with a 2, it's Waylon. And it's because you, in fact...
Sean, how do you feel about that?
You know what? I'm fine in a fictional game.
Join us Thursday nights for marriage counseling. Actually, here's what happens, Triessa. You're sort of, you're feeling it, the loss of your friend, and you guys did snuggle up. And you're kind of like walking on, like you're straight like dragging the blinky, and you see Esme, and she's an elf, so she doesn't really sleep. She's just leaned up against a wall, kind of half in a trance.
Has that the one leg up?
Yeah, yep, has the leg up, hand on her hammer,
That's terrifying.
and you're just kind of like, okay, nope. You go to Hedge.
I'm curled up near him.
Yeah, Hedge. Yeah, you're up there contemplating. You see Hedge kind of out.
Peek around.
Yeah. You kind of peek up there, to see what's going on,
Forrest
and you
Gump-esque.
find
Can't
Hedge
sit here.
curled up, and he's straight, kind of like twitching a little bit. Caecilius is just sitting lost in thought. You don't disturb him. You kind of are creeping, and you're sort of like, man. You come down into the stable, and you find Osprey on his side, and you find Wayland kind of snuggled up in Osprey's like almost armpit of his forelegs, and there's plenty of horse belly left. And you're kind of laying there. I think you may be smoking a pipe.
Yep.
I think you probably, and it's maybe the last bit of tobacco you have. And you're just sort of contemplating on the conversation, and you see Driessa kind of come in. dragging a blankie behind her.
Are you okay?
Just going to bed.
Are you looking for a place to lay?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on in. It's quite warm and Osprey is friendly.
And Osprey even seems to kind of adjust a little bit, like making room for you.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah. You kind of bundle up some hay, press up a little bit against the horse belly.
I'll take out my music box that I have, and I'll wind it up, and then pass out.
Straight pass out?
I love it.
Okay.
And you sleep well. In fact, you sleep very comfortably. You wake up the next morning, all of you feeling mighty refreshed. You can have a long rest. I think most of you had spent like all your hit dice, right?
I got half.
all of us.
I got 3 back.
So you'll get 3 back. That's correct.
I only spent 2 actually.
I spent another.
I don't remember.
My bird took a lot of damage.
One character and another. How many I used.
So with that, you all arise the next morning. Once again, Davian makes you breakfast. There's been a lot of meals in our games lately.
Gotta eat.
Davian has cooked up some, wolf bacon, basically. Some more grainy bread for you guys, and I think a handful of eggs.
This is very generous of you to feed all of us.
He says, well,
They're not raven eggs, are they?
no,
Okay.
that would be a bit strange.
Thank you.
He says, no, well, you were heading out today. The boys have the wagon all ready. If you wouldn't mind taking it up to Krezk, they'd follow you up there and then they'll take it to Vallaki. That was where you were heading, right?
I don't see as how that would be a problem.
I think we're going to Ginvestad after Vallaki, aren't we?
Well,
After
After Krezk.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think the idea is that they would take it themselves back.
Yeah.
They would, or, I mean, well,
Or we escort them to
I think he even says, well, they'd certainly be more than happy to wait for you once your business in Krezk was taken care of. After all, the road is still not safe.
Okay, we can
We can do that, I think.
go to Krezk, go back through Vallaki, and then go to Ginvestad. I don't want to stay in Vallaki, get tied down
No, we can escort them
to the gate.
to the gate, but it is best if we don't quite show ourselves in Vallaki until our business outside is done.
Agreed.
We did make that promise, however, and we can't let that linger for too long.
Agreed.
Well, alright then. I suppose I might not be seeing you for a while. I feel repetitive telling you thank you again, but I will do it anyway. And you can rest assured that I'll be sending word to Danica.
It is of no bother to us. We were glad to help. And I, for one, am happy our paths were able to intertwine. It's been a little ray through the fog.
Can I get crumbs all at your keys? What are you doing?
And she dropped at least 3 or 4 on the ground.
I can't. I just gotta block that out.
Henge will just kind of run over and kind of hug him.
Oh yeah. He does the old takes a second, and then he gives you a solid.
And then he kind of, I will protect them.
He's like, I know you will, Hedge. I think he kind of pats your face a little bit. I know you will, Hedge.
And then he just turns around and runs out.
The wine bottles with the Ava stamp, have they been printed yet?
I think there's a couple now. He's like glued it. You know, they've brushed the glue on and kind of rolled the bottles into them. Yeah, there's a couple. There's not many, but there's like maybe, I don't know, a dozen made.
Would you mind if maybe we purchased that from you?
He says, "Oh, you needn't purchase it, young lord. Please, happily, take all of them if you like."
I just need one. One would serve.
Alright.
Encumbrance.
Yeah.
You're carrying... In fact, with Hedge gaze, he's got bottles of wine stashed
Literally,
there.
like, what kind of wine you need?
Yeah, you get one, and again, it's that really nice art of Ava on the bottle of wine. Alright.
Are we prepared?
I am. Osprey is.
Can't imagine Balashaw's not standing in the same place.
Never moved.
Literally, you left him in like the front lawn.
Crows scatter as you get near them.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the roof and the food and the advice.
He nods, says, "If we keep saying thank you to each other, we're all gonna run out of air. Y'all should be moving now."
We'll either come back ourselves with the last stone from the Babala saga, or we'll give them to one of your ravens.
He says, "I understand. The boys planted the gems early this morning, just before dawn. Already we saw the vines returning their color a bit."
I'm glad the rejuvenation worked, but we should be off. We are on a time limit, and we seem to be forgetting that.
I imagine.
Hedge takes off. Running.
Does anybody else want to ride my horse for a while?
Hedge stops. Oh, I would.
Go for it, Hedge.
He runs back, tries to get on.
I mean, he would
You'd help him out?
he would command.
He actually has a really good animal handling.
Yeah, then I think
But-
you can.
But
Yeah,
and he'd command Balashar to be like, "You'll take him as a rider. Thank you."
yeah, you have no problem getting on. In fact, whereas normally a horse would maybe kind of move and you start, it's just stone. In fact, it just like lurches down a little
Like,
bit, making it a little easier. Skeleton horse, man.
Hedge pets it. He takes off on the horse.
Alright, you all hit the road once again. I'm not going to bother showing you the map, it kind of doesn't really matter. You follow the road signs that you saw earlier. You again see the sign to Argenvostolt, which is now to the east. You see the sign to Valaki, which is to the northeast. And it doesn't take long. The journey is, as usual, dismal. Light rain falls as you leave. The road is pure mud. Fog occasionally seems to obscure figures in the mist, which as you get closer turn out to be nothing, or a tree or a bush. It's just the land of Barovia. And as you continue, the road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending in a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur, and as you continue to climb, you do feel the temperature drop. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell rings from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside, high above the settlement. The steady chime is actually inviting. It's that kind of bong, bong. A welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road that clings to the cliff that leads up to the walled settlement and what you presume is the abbey.
No point going any other way. Leads right up to the front door.
It is a town. I do not believe it to pose a threat to us at the very least.
Is the gate closed?
It's pretty far off still,
Okay.
but it does look to be closed from here. But it's sort of like you can see like that's a gate and it's dark, whether that's dark wood or something else. But more than likely, you think it might be.
Okay.
Help me backtrack a little bit. Where are we headed to exactly right now?
Krezk.
We are going to Krezk right now.
This is
okay.
Krezk up on the hill.
Okay.
Assuming.
On the crest of the hill.
And where was it that I got the mountain or hill that I saw the?
So that hill is, or that mountain is to the south. That is Mount Gakis, I think. Yes.
And we
Mount
passed by
Gakis.
it.
Nope.
Nope, that's the other
All right,
direction.
let's get the map.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't important.
I know this is hard for those of you back home. I'll see if I can make the map visible, if I can find where it is again. Here we go. Alright, I'll do my best to even put this on camera. Here, how's this? Alright, can you see this, Raven?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys were here. This is the winery. Then you headed south to Yester Hill there. There you go. South to Yester Hill there. And now you are heading back north to Krezk. So you were here at the winery. Krezk is here. Mount Gakis you can see down here. And there's also mountains, Mount Baratok up here. But the mountain in question is down here.
But I don't know.
What, you
My
passed
character
it,
does not know what mountain it is.
I think you had a pretty good idea.
Okay.
We did.
You saw some stuff.
We saw that glinting as we passed.
Yep.
Just for a second.
So yeah, that's what I thought. We passed by something and I saw it in the distance.
We saw the glint.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, you meant like a while back.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. Yep. By the way, I'm not going to be in the habit of repeating chat jokes, but I got to throw a shout out to Throck at Welcome Party. As I described Krezk, he typed, "It's only a model." It's really good. That got me. Okay. Irina seems a little bit hesitant, and cover your ears. She kind of looks at you, Caecilius, and she's just kind of like, "I have a bad feeling about this.
Why?
I don't know. I can't place it. We're here. We might as well go."
You think we should have our guards up? Not that we weren't already.
She says, "I think we should everywhere we go, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything."
Your intuition has not. Oh wait, can we all hear this?
Oh
or
yeah,
just him?
absolutely.
I would say your intuition hasn't steered us wrong yet.
I know.
You might 100% be correct.
She nods. Says, "It's all right. Let's press on. We've come this far."
Either way, we're going in together. So, we'll be coming out together and be next to each other the whole time.
She nods and kind of stares at you a while and is like, "Yeah, thanks." All right. With that, the two keepers of the feather kind of spur the horses again. On the switchback road that hugs the cliff. It's about 10 feet wide, covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock, and it starts to get quite steep. And in fact, it's got that switchback trail where they kind of have to very carefully maneuver the wagon up. But it looks like it's made to accept that.
Waylon would kind of lead the way.
Okay. Yeah. And
mostly.
Osprey does so magnificently. But the ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and as you climb this mountainside, the temperature drops. Like, it's actually fairly cold. So I don't know who might not have winter gear, but that might be worth considering down the road. It's not that cold yet, but it is a little bit like, okay, this is going to need to get near a fire. All right. Anyone else have anything they want to do as you ascend the mountain?
I think Hedrick get off the horse.
Yeah.
He's not too confident in riding the horse all the way up
Yeah.
that.
And you do the thing where you look down and you're like, ooh. Like, it's like a pretty steep
And he just
drop.
kind of slides off the back.
Yeah.
Awkward little dude.
Yeah, he just kind of like climbs down the back.
Climbs down the bones.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get on.
Cool. Yeah, you mount up, no problem. The air grows even colder as you approach the wall. You see two square towers with peaked roofs that flank this big stone archway, into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors, carved into the arch is the name of this settlement, Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are about 20 feet high, so it's a pretty serious stone wall across the whole front. And atop the parapet, you can see 4 figures wearing fur hats and like fur armor, and they're clutching pretty wicked-looking pikes. And they kind of look down at you, and you can see them kind of murmuring to each other, and they're maybe swaying a little bit. To the trained soldiers, they look nervous. Like they see you guys approaching, like, oh shit, like what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, I would extend a glance to Rayland.
Looks as if they're expecting.
We have wine!
They sort of, in fact, you see them all kind of snap, and like one of them looks past the one next to him to the farther one down, and they all, I mean, they seem to react to that. He's like, sorry, did you say you have wine? I don't want to have an Irish accent. That's the keeper's accent.
Yeah, we do have a shipment of wine. Actually, after a long time, it seems the keepers have started to work again.
And you all kind of ride up to it. He's like, all right then. Well, we're not supposed to open the door for nobody. But if you've got wine, I think the Burgermeister might want to hear about that. Tell you what, you all wait right here, and we'll go fetch him. How much is all that wine for Krezk?
Afraid not. Also for Valaki.
He says, all right, still more than we got. All right, yep, I'll be right back. And you see them kind of lean in and kind of whisper to each other. One of them gestures a little bit, and then the other one scampers off.
I mean, trying to size them up from a martial standpoint, do they look capable?
No.
Okay.
Are they?
They do, however, have a castle wall.
They do have a castle wall, but they do not look like capable fighters. And one of them kind of awkwardly kind of shifts back and forth. It's like, is that a skeletal horse you got there?
That's right. It was a gift from our Ginvostad.
He's like, well, I don't know what that is, but I don't know if, I don't know if we'll be letting no skeleton horses in here. Doesn't seem, is it, looks at all like, is it tame, or?
It only obeys me.
It's like, alright, and you're gonna be telling it to, I don't know.
We have no ill will toward you.
I'll be telling it to stay, and it'll stay in one place. It won't move a muscle until I say otherwise.
It does
He
not
kinda
have
nods.
muscles.
He's like,
Doesn't have muscles, that's true.
yep, alright. You an angel?
Not the best
Yes.
pickup line.
He's like,
Probably.
I don't mean to be rude, miss, but you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I don't mean to. Well, it's just. Well, and one of the other guards like kind of shoots him a look. He's like, "Yeah, right." I just stand there. He kind of just sways like.
I think Caecilius would take off his helm at this point and put it,
Yeah.
under his arm.
Oh yeah, I mean he visibly kind of reacts like maybe even takes a step back.
When's the last time you received a visitor to Krezk?
He says, well, some of them boys have delivered wine. I suppose it's been quite a while, if I'm being honest with you. No one really ventures out here. There's wolves and worse. Werewolves, up north, claimed a good bit of our hunters. We pretty much grow everything we need here, and you do see rising up between like tons of trees within the city walls. He's like, yeah, we're pretty much self-sufficient, so best not to let in strangers. Not that you're strange. We don't leave, people don't come. We just get on.
How long have you three-manned the wall. You look trained. Are you trained?
He's like, well, sure, we're trained, but yeah, we're not. Well, there's no invading armies coming our way, and wolves can't get over the wall, so, well, as we see it, the only dangers here are the wolves and the devil. And when he says that, he actually's like, didn't mean to say his name.
You're talking about the ruler of this land.
He's like, yeah, shh, we don't. Bad luck to say his name is.
I see. Is the abbot still here?
He says, oh, sure. Yeah, funny fellow, that abbot. Haven't seen him much. Sometimes ventures down to the shrine, but he doesn't leave the abbey too much. And he kind of glances nervously over his shoulder at the abbey, and he kind of like shrugs his shoulders a little bit. He's just like, yeah, like I said, he doesn't come down too much. Been here a long time, since before I was born. I think before my old man was born even.
When is the last time you saw him exactly?
Oh, it must have been a couple months back. Like I said, he does sometimes come down, visit the shrine, but ain't much of a talkative fellow. Well, none of us go up to the abbey no more.
Why?
He's like, well... And he looks, and the other guard is kind of like looking at him, and he's like...
Can we roll perception or something?
I mean, I'm not even making you roll it.
Okay.
He's clearly kind of simple, so, you can roll if you want to, but I think you can read right into everything going on here. He's like, well... It's really kind of a strange thing, really. And he's now kind of leaning over. He's got his arm on the crenellation, and he's kind of like leaning down, talking to you guys. It's like, I suppose a couple years back, maybe even a couple decades now, sometimes the bells ring at odd hours, and you hear inhuman kind of noises, screams and the like coming up from up there. How he says it's they're caring for the sick, and that may be. Either way, we all just kind of avoid that abbey. Some people think that maybe the abbot is, you know who, in disguise. He has been known to do that. I saw that.
He'll kind of turn his head down towards the group. I'm not sure how reliable our source is, but I do hope that the abbot still exists. He hasn't been seen in months in a self-sufficient town where no one...
And who's the one that recommended we come here?
It was...
Irina's father, deceased.
And a couple of seconds later, you see a portly man come up, and he kind of looks over. He's got a big black beard and is kind of red-faced, and he's in noble's clothes. He's in kind of like a silk shirt, and he kind of leans over, and he's like, I am Dimitri, the Burgomeister here at Krezk. The boys tell me you bring wine.
Yeah, we bring wine.
He says,
That's the Burgomeister.
Some to sell. The rest has to go to Valaki, you understand.
He nods and tell me, you look like adventurers. Typically, adventurers in Barovia are either allies or enemies of Strahd. Both of which are a problem for us. But you bring wine. Perhaps your business can remain your own. And he looks like he's weighing his options. And he kind of pauses and looks at you all.
If you offer us no harm behind those gates, we offer you the same. Trust me.
No offense, Master Burgomeister. We do not plan to stay long. We just seek a little rest from our travels.
He thinks about it. Well, the people of Krezk are thirsty, and you bring wine. Come, you can be my guest. We can talk, and tell me of your travels, and I will tell you of Krezk. I am Dmitry Krezkov. Pleasure to meet you. Now, I will let everybody make an insight check. Actually,
Actually. Well, actually.
Actually,
You know what?
Do it some more.
What's a good charisma-based one to read somebody? I can't remember off the top of my head.
To read someone?
Yeah.
I think
intimidation.
Okay. All right. Insight, Driessa. I'm gonna give you advantage on the roll, but everyone else can make an insight check on him.
16 plus 4.
Okay.
23.
Dirty
20.
20.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
16 plus 6.
11.
Okay. You're like, cool. Let's go in. The rest of you kind of watch him, and you can see that, not unlike everyone in Barovia, he definitely carries a deep grief with him. But something about the way he lingers, the way his eyes don't focus sometimes, it's a little bit like Irene. Like, he'll kind of say something, look off in the distance a little bit. Something strikes you as bothering him. But anyways, he says, go ahead, please. Open the gates for our new friends. And you hear the... And the doors start... And before you see a kind of idyllic little town. It's got like kind of that German architecture of like the plaster framed in wood with peaked roofs, and some of them have a little bit of snow on the tops.
Kind of like those Christmas Town kind of images.
Like a Christmas Town. That's exactly
But
right.
it's still overcast, I'm assuming.
Above view is still
Stormy.
Barovia. Storm. It's overcast. It is drizzling a little bit almost always. In fact, you catch a couple of little snowflakes kind of falling down here or there. Just some light flurries. And you also see this kind of up the stone, and it's raised a good maybe 100 feet over the town, the Abbey. And you do see another little switchback path that leads up to the Abbey.
Oh, so the Abbey's like not part of the town.
The Abbey is it's like within the
like
walls.
is it up on a mountainside or?
Kind of. You know what? I'll just see if I can find a picture of it real quick. I don't know if there is one that exists. Just to give you that kind of mental image. So the Abbey looks a little bit, this is not the way it actually is, but the Abbey sort of looks like this, like it's integrated into the side of a cliff.
Oh, wow.
And the town is sort of like built into be an extension of that, kind of a part of it.
Like
so
the
it
town
looks...
grew around the Abbey, kind of?
Yeah, more or less like that. It looks like an extension of it, and they're certainly one and the same, but they still look sort of separate.
Okay.
Does that make enough sense?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so the doors kind of slowly open. I'll find my notes here. There we go. Alright, so the gates open and you all enter, and you see him kind of huffing down some stairs. And again, he's well dressed. Seems like besides the grief that's weighing on him, he doesn't strike you as being kind of the same as Baron Velakovich. Like, he does seem like, it's just something about him, you're like, yeah, he's kind of a likable guy. Yeah. He just strikes you as someone, a little less nefarious. Whether that's just a good act or not, he is, after all, in charge here. And the gates open to reveal a mist-shrouded village. You see a scattering of these humble kind of wooden cottages along dirt roads, and they stretch between these rows of snow-dusted trees that are very clearly built by design. Are very clearly planted by design. It's almost like a forest within the city walls. Well, the city is being generous. It's pretty small. It's a village. But there's so many trees that you kind of lose sight of up ahead. And there's not like a main thoroughfare. There's like these little kind of winding paths. It's actually kind of idyllic. Except that it's in Barovia. It's kind of like, man, this place is like really kind of sweet. Yep, to the northeast you see the gray cliffs kind of rise up sharply, and then you can see the Abbey kind of overlooking it. And he comes in and says, please, this way. We take the wine to the inn, please. Come with me. What are your names? And he kind of looks at you and he's like, please, I must ask you to leave this. Is that acceptable?
It's fine with me. Balashar, stay.
Balashar's just like... Obviously doesn't react in the least. You feel Osprey, like, lose a little bit of tension. Osprey's a little bit like, would you let a skeleton man, be with us?
Waylon would kind of stand in the saddle and then bow. I am Lord Smallbrook.
He says, Lord Smallbrook, pleasure to meet you. Dmitry Krezkov, as I've said. A beautiful horse, if I may say.
Thank you. His name is Osprey.
He says, Krezk is one of the only places here that I know of that has horses. We keep many animals. We keep hogs and chickens. We are very self-sufficient.
I'm sure he will enjoy being around other horses for once.
Of course. And he kind of looks at Baishar. He's like, of course, or Balashar. And he says, and what about you, darling? If I may say, you are a beauty within Krezk.
Thank you. I'm Driessa.
Yes, Driessa. It is a beautiful name. Welcome to Krezk. Come freely and go safely, and leave something of the happiness you bring. And what about you?
I'm Esme.
Esme, pleasure to meet you. You are a holy woman, yes?
Yes.
He says, well, perhaps you'd like to meet the abbot.
I would very much like to meet the abbot.
And what about you, man? And he kind of leans in, like, kind of grinning at you, like, almost patronizing, but not quite.
Is it like really close?
Yeah, and Hedge wouldn't necessarily pick it up, but you guys are kind of like you would talk to a kid. No, he's just like, what about you, little man? Like, that's not exactly, but, you know, that kind of, like, almost patronizing.
I'm Hedge. Mwah!
He kisses him on the cheek.
He's like, and he's kind of stunned, and then he's like,
and he kind of looks back like,
Please excuse that.
oh no, he's kind of stunned, and he's like, and he's like, Hedge! And he clasps you on the shoulder, and he's like,
Waylon would look like completely taken aback,
Yeah.
like,
He's
why
like-
would you do that to him?
he's like, truly, you bring joy to Krezk. And what about you?
You?
I'm a holy warrior, a knight of Behemoth, who is not a god of this place. But that is what I am, Caecilius of House Raish.
He kind of smiles and, pleasure to meet you. I do not know this house, but it sounds like you must be from quite a noble family.
Mine, yes.
Hedge will creep up behind him.
Yeah.
Just kind of, he's a great warrior.
And he's like, oh, oh, Hedge. I like this one. You must enjoy his company very much. Well, shall we get the wine in, and perhaps we split a bottle or 5? Huh?
Oh, yes.
He's
I
like,
love wine.
please join me in the mansion. And I guess you guys follow him, and
I would to the keepers, like,
Yeah.
look into them, like, talk to them about how much Krezk could have versus how much they think.
in fact, when you say that, they are almost like, yeah, and they open up a scroll case and pull out a ledger. And they've got, like, he kind of shows you, it's like tables and charts. Like, they seem to have it on lockdown.
Very well.
And, yeah, I mean, they don't do it, like,
Yeah.
meanly. They're not like, yeah, old man, but they are kind of like, oh, yeah, we've already...
That would be the wrong tack.
Yeah, not to you especially. So I realize that sounded a little crummy. And with that, he leads you all to his mansion. And you all come in, and everyone make an insight check.
Oh, God. No.
23.
Everyone else but Hedge failed?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Hedge, in your own way, you come in and the place is a little bit dusty, and it feels pretty big. You see no other signs of people living here. But you do see, like, a couple of wine goblets that have been left out, and, like, wine has kind of stained the bottom. Place seems a little bit of a mess, and probably a mess made by more than just him. But anyways, he leads you in, and he says, tell me of your travels, and I'll tell you of Krezk. We don't get visitors often, and we don't leave terribly often, so I'm always interested to hear tales of other lands. Please, entertain me if you will, and if you won't, I'll do my best to entertain you. And speaking of, let's pour some wine. It has been quite some time.
Would he pour from his own stores?
Nope, he doesn't have any stores.
Alright. Waylon would reach into his pack and take out the bottle, the Ava bottle that he took.
Alright, he's like, whoa, what have we here? I've never seen this wine.
It's a special one. Specially brewed for memories.
He says,
A fallen comrade.
when you say that, he kind of looks down and then seems to like pick himself back up. He's like, yes, fallen comrade, yes. Tell me of this fallen comrade.
She was a beautiful soul. She always wanted to seek new heights, so to say.
She was a raven, but not a raven. A raven person.
But not like the ones that people talk about around here.
He says, I am thoroughly intrigued, and kind of like drains the glass.
She fought with us. We had a run-in with some druids. He kind of like... Waylon doesn't like to spill information, so he'd kind of be looking to his friends to kind of make sure
The
that...
Wizard of Wines was attacked by druids. We're delivering the wine now because we liberated it.
And that is why it was so delayed. So you all are the liberators of the wine!
That's correct.
Ha! Hedge, I like you more and more, the more I get to know you. He says, well, it must be to our own luck that you arrive in Barovia, and, well, I am sorry that you are here. I've never known anyone to leave, but perhaps you will be the first. And he kind of guzzles another glass.
I'd raise my glass up.
I'd raise mine. I have no doubt we will be.
He's looking pretty red-faced. Like he's clearly
been
tying on some wine.
So, Master Burgermeister,
Yes, and he kind of sways a little bit.
you're guard out front.
Yes, good boys, but
Oh, of course, obviously.
yeah,
That's
what he has to say about his town guard.
They seemed to have some apprehension about the Abbey.
Well,
If we are
yes.
visiting, we would like to know if there's some danger to our health.
He's like, any left in it? Says, well, the Abbey, it used to be a hospital many years before the devil. It was a holy place, a hospital. The Abbey became a beacon of hope. It is the Abbey of Saint Markovia who organized the people and led attack on the Ravenloft. But he and all perish. Since then, it has been the head of the church in this land, but what that means in practice, there is not much to worship. Our prayers go unheard. And he kind of stares into his wine glass again. It's like, takes a long sip.
Where is he? Are we all sitting?
Yeah, just at a big table. And I'm sorry, I didn't really describe his mansion, but it is immaculately appointed, but it's a mess. But he's got like, plush chairs everywhere. There's deer heads hanging up in like the kind of common room you're hanging in. Wood paneling all throughout. It's brightly lit by torches with like reflective silver plates behind him. It's quite homely, and it's not like Irina's one, which was kind of run down. It's actually quite nice.
I would walk up to him as he says that.
Okay.
From whatever chair I'm in.
And he glances back up at you.
And I would take his hand and hold it.
And he kind of sways a little bit, but allows it.
And I would say, whatever is burdening you, whatever is hanging heavy on your soul, if you wish to talk to me about it later, I am here and I have an open ear. Many people believe that I'm a good listener and that just talking to me can help sometimes.
He kind of looks at you and his eyes well up a little bit. Just because we've been playing for like 2 hours without rolling dice, why don't you roll a persuasion check with advantage?
I'm just gonna make you roll because...
Well, let's just see how good you succeed. You succeed.
Yeah.
I just want to see how well you succeed.
You said roll...
Persuasion.
12.
I mean, again, you succeeded, but he's just like, it is true. I cannot hide my grief, and I must try for the people of Krezk, but just last week I buried my last boy. Ilya, he died of consumption. Just like his 3 brothers before him. And now the Burgomeister in with me. And he kind of shakily raises his glass and just swigs it down, kind of sets it down.
What did he say his sons died of?
Consumption.
Why did not the abbot help you?
He says, when I told the abbot, he told me it was the way of things.
I do not like this abbot.
He has been here a long time. Over 100 years.
The same person?
Yes, he beautiful like you. He look like angel, and he brings comfort in his way, but he had nothing to offer my boys and my wife. So now it is just me in this old mansion. He kind of swallows hard.
It tugs him.
He's a little bit like, and I mean, he leans into it, probably in his drunkenness, you know. You see him like wipe a tear away.
I would wipe away a tear.
Yeah, he's just like, but anyways, his problem, not for you to solve for me. I am Burgomeister.
Burgomeister, when was the last time you spoke to the abbot?
It was about a month ago. He came down from the abbey. He's asked the town people not to go up. He say there's sickness there. Not consumption, another kind. Something more familial, passed down. He call his people Mongols, but not to anyone but me. Just people who, they are not well. They are not fit for society, he say.
I see.
Well, I'm afraid we have business with the abbot, and we will have to go there before we leave, with your permission.
Oh, of course. He may permit you visit. I believe he is a good man. He serves the Morning Lord, but I don't know. Maybe he forgot about the people of Krezk.
Master Burgomeister, it is never too late to find new love and new happiness. I know it is dim in a place like this, but do not give up hope.
He
The wine
smiles
returned.
at you.
Remember.
He's like, that it did, and just in time.
We have restored hope to each of the Morning Lord's temples. Started in Barovia. The priest Danovich there gave me his armor. He had to bury his son, who turned into a vampire spawn.
It says, it is a terrible weight to dig the grave for your own child.
I have no doubt.
Well, as I said, Krezk is well set up. We grow trees to burn for firewood. We have a blessed pool that have clean, crisp water. We
A pool?
raise animals.
We would like to see this pool. We've come a long way to view it.
To view the pool.
Yes.
Clean water is rare when you're on the road as long as us.
Still water.
It says, well, the waters are, yes, it is a blessed pool. They say blessed by Markovia himself. They say even Strahd can't taint that water.
So St. Markovia blessed this stream.
It more like a spring, always filled. We can't. We have all the water we need here in Krezk. We built shrine next to it, to the Morning Lord. It is about the most holy place here besides the abbey.
We will definitely have to make a visit.
We would tell you more, but I think that business you'd rather not hear about. As you said at the gate, it's rather not entertaining.
You've heard enough dark tales for more than one lifetime, Master Burgermeister.
But we have a long quest.
Of course.
But we would like to hear any more that you'd like to tell us. Perhaps you just didn't want to hear our plans, is all I meant.
He says, yes, take your meaning. Well, what else is there to tell about Krezk? I don't know. Nothing that might interest adventurers such as yourselves.
Is there a market?
He says, not so much a market. We are pretty small. Everyone pretty much know everyone else. But Vilovich, he raised the pigs. If you need something besides wolf meat, which I think is all they eat elsewhere, he'd be willing to...
What about fabrics or a blanket of sorts, a horse blanket?
He says, yes, of course. I can... I will remember the names of the seamstresses and be happy to make an introduction for you. You are all looking just a bit threadbare, if I may say so, but I suppose that is your lot in life. I have some oils if you need to care for your armor, you two.
That would be nice.
He says, yes, let me get it now before I forget. And he kind of gets up and waddles off, and I mean, he kind of like steadies himself on the wall one time, and he disappears, and you can hear some rummaging like a couple rooms away. If you all want to take a moment.
We need to see that pool and make sure that I'm fairly certain that is the water referenced in the fortune.
I have almost no doubt.
What else did it say? Something about a white sun?
Blessed by the white sun.
What does that mean?
Maybe that's Markovia.
Well, blessed by morning.
Let me result my parchment. Find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun.
Who's the shrine built to?
The Morning Lord.
Who's the saint?
Saint Markovia.
Is that someone that I would know?
Oh, God,
So,
no. Nope.
if we refer to him as the morning lord, what comes with the morning? The sun. If it's blessed by the white sun, and blessed by the morning lord, I cannot help but draw parallels.
Did he
there.
say where it was?
I don't think so. The place is pretty small, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you could walk the circumference in a half hour.
Okay.
Yep, the Morning Lord is, I guess Lathander is what they call him. But if Saint Markovia could have been a paladin of him, or a cleric himself.
I've seen you give the blessings of your lord. And I have no doubt that Saint Markovia could.
What are we supposed to find?
It's supposed to be a symbol of hope, a holy symbol that will give us hope on our journey of some sort. Perhaps it's the Morning Lord, perhaps it's Saint Markovia. They buried the bones of Saint Andril in Valaki. Maybe they have some piece of Markovia here. I really don't know.
Could just be some lost magic, but whatever it is, we do need to investigate it and find it. I don't think anyone will argue that, but we also need to prepare ourselves because what he said about the abbot and his patients that aren't fit to live among society, diseased or...
Did he say his patients or his family?
Patience.
Said it was familial.
He called them mongrels.
Mongrels.
That
Do you
is
think
not
they're-
very nice.
Do you think they're vampire spawn?
Vampire spawn. I don't
Mongrel
know if I'd refer to them
refers
as
to
mongrel.
animalistic. You call a dog, a stray dog in the streets, a mongrel and mange.
Undead, perhaps?
Regardless, I don't.
Being in a strange land, it's probably a strange disease we have never seen.
Maybe it's the werewolves.
I surely hope not.
Maybe it's any number of shit things.
We do need to investigate. If it is something bad, this town is small enough to where something from there could devastate this town in less than an hour.
It could be a plague.
And there's nowhere for these people to go.
If it was a plague, wouldn't it have ravaged the town by now?
Well,
If the
if it
evidence-
has not come down the hill yet.
If he's containing it.
I don't know. Things like that, they get into the water, get into the air, and everyone gets it.
But not if they have this clean spring.
That spring is blessed. Don't think it could be desecrated by any plague.
Maybe the spring is keeping them from the disease.
Could be.
Let's investigate.
Everybody roll a perception
I
check.
really want to drink out of it right now.
Damn. I rolled that.
Nat
16.
20.
Rolled that nat
That would be a
20.
10.
Who got above a 15?
I got a 24.
What were we rolling? Investigation?
Perception.
Perception.
Oh, perception.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Head
Yeah.
still beat
Yeah.
my ass.
All of you,
I have a
as,
+7.
all of you, as you're talking, suddenly hear from down the hall.
I didn't.
Is he? I would go
15.
look.
All right, you
Is he
come
on
in.
the floor?
There's a drawer open, and he's kind of leaned against the dresser.
What was he going there
What
for?
was?
Oil.
He was
Yeah.
looking for
Armor
oils
oils.
to their armors.
Oh, okay.
He's just fallen asleep
I-
on like a chest of drawers.
I'd come with it. Is it his bedroom?
Yeah,
Let's put him in his bed.
Pick him up and
he is quite heavy, but you managed to.
Waylon would.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
talk to him.
all of you.
Heads pretends to help.
Yeah, Heads-
I'll get his,
Puts a
I'll
hand
get his
in.
shoe.
yeah.
I'll tuck him in.
You put him in bed, and he looks pained. Kind of a pained look on his face as he's laying there.
I rub his hair. Just for like 3 pets. And then walk away.
I think he could use a talk with you at some point before we leave. Ease his mind.
If he'll allow me to speak with him. People hate to share their burdens. And I'll look at Irina.
Irina
I always forget she's
folds
there.
her arms and kind of grins. I don't want her to be the star of the show. She's just hanging out watching. She kind of grins at you and takes your point and nods.
Well, it seems like he needs someone to talk to, and apparently you get a few drinks in him and he'll open right up.
He seems to take to Hedge very well.
He has a good sense of people.
Most people tend to take the hedge very well, however.
Irina smiles too. Kind of nods.
The spring. I'm really thirsty.
We should stop talking around his bed. He might wake up.
It's kind of creepy.
It does seem rude.
Irina's like,
What?
I mean, it's still like 1 p.m.
Was the drawer open that he was going in?
Yeah.
I would like to look in it.
There's just clothes.
Okay.
There's nothing useful there.
Waylon would shut the door away.
Yeah.
This is weird. Waylon's pretty much probably gonna just walk out.
Are there
at this
any
point.
like portraits of his family?
There are. Yeah. You see, there's 3 that seem to be commission paintings, and there's one that is him and 2 boys and his wife, and there's one in him and 3 boys and his wife, and then another one of 3 boys, and 2 of the boys look different. Like, as in, one passed and one was born.
Oh,
So he's lost
3 boys.
4 total.
And a wife.
And a wife.
You said in the third picture it was 2 different boys and no wife?
I just mean,
Oh, it doesn't really matter. I
Yeah.
don't care. Sorry.
yeah, let's not get hung up on that
Yeah.
detail. But yeah, you do see portraits of
Okay.
a happy-ish family. You know, they're paintings back
Happy.
there, all very like,
Yeah.
In Barovia.
yeah.
Alright, well, I'll
Yeah.
follow him out.
Yeah.
Waylon's done with this.
You guys bounce.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
would leave a note
Okay.
just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I mean, you have no problem finding parchment
Yeah.
and stuff, and you leave them a note.
Waylon will make sure the door is shut behind them.
Do we have an extra bottle of wine?
Yeah.
We
Hedge
emptied.
does.
Hedge is
But-
literally like
Hedge is like, no.
No,
I would collect the
here.
bottles we emptied and their corks.
I want to leave
Okay.
them an extra one, like with the note. Like a bottle of wine with the note. Thank you, Hedge.
Waylon keeps the Ava bottle that he poured out.
Gotcha.
Kinda
Yeah,
like-
cleans it out a little bit.
How many bottles do you think we emptied?
Oh, we at least went through 2 to 3.
Probably like 4.
Yeah.
4. I would collect
The
like
empty ones.
Yeah.
the 4 empty ones.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. You can. All right. You all leave.
Yes.
All right.
All right. You step out. You walk down a dirt path for some time, heading towards. You can kind of faintly see the wall on the north side. As you are approaching, you pass by a little cottage, and you hear a woman suddenly blood-curdling scream from inside. Just like,
I would run in.
Yeah.
you run in and you find a woman who is pregnant
Mm-hmm.
and it seems as if she is about to give birth. And her husband is kind of standing there like, okay. He's like, all right, like trying to help. And he sees you, he's just like, whoa, what the? And she's like, I don't care!
I would probably know what to do.
Why don't you roll a medicine check? I'll give you advantage.
So hearing a scream, Waylon would probably like spring to alert, look around, and then follow.
Yeah, I think all of you, I mean, she pours her way in. Yeah, you're sort of like, cool. Oh shit. I'm a war
I
cleric.
have 5, but I still have 6 plus 6.
So you got an
11.
11? Okay,
Yeah.
an 11's pretty good. You're kind of like, human birth, yeah. Kind of more trained for war. But you feel like you can at least be of assistance. And yeah, you see this woman is in the midst of giving birth. And like her husband's just like, who are you?
We are helpers. He'll look and see if she has his. Come with me.
He's just like,
She's in good hands.
Do you have any blankets?
He's like, oh, yes,
I'll
of
help
course.
too.
All right, just a moment. And he kind of runs off. Caecilius, what are you doing? You just suddenly see Ava.
Are you just gonna watch?
He's just gonna start snacking.
You see Esme, and this woman's like squeezing your hand and looking at you. She's like, who are you? Ah!
Oh, was she talking to me? I thought she
Yeah,
was
she's talking to you.
I
Yeah.
thought it was at the
Caecilius is
other
like
end.
standing
Just
there.
ignoring her.
I think Caecilius would. He has nothing to do there. Would be like, I'm not going to watch this woman lay an egg.
Can I roll medicine too?
Yeah, absolutely.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you're sort of like.
I was just about to deliver this.
Yeah, you're just like, all right. I think you're supposed to cut it. No, like
I delivered many deer, baby fawn. What they're called? Yeah. I know. I still want to do this.
she's just like,
Does
what is happening?
Your baby will not have 4 legs. It'll only have 2.
The dirtiest looking man.
I'll just like
Yeah, he's like, I've got you.
I'll like go. I mean, is she like laying on the ground?
Yeah, she's laying on like a sofa basically.
Okay, I'll like go behind her and like cradle my arms around her and like pet her head and say, "It doesn't matter. We're here to help you right now. I'm not going to help.
Find, like,
All right, yeah, the husband's
We're going to
just,
help birth your baby."
The husband's just like, he's like, I don't. He's
Calm
like,
down.
The abbot was supposed to help with this.
He's not
never-
here now, and you can't change
He's
that.
like, all right, who are all of you? What?
We are wine deliverers. We just happen to be
He's
on
like,
our way.
You're what?
Yes,
You're
we're delivering
deliverers
wine.
who are gonna deliver.
We're also delivering a baby now.
It's the most magical being in this land.
And he's just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You need to breathe.
Here, bite down on these.
Yeah.
And he just pulls a twig out of his jacket or out of his pocket.
Yeah, she's just like, it's like this dirty ass twig.
Let's soak it in some wine.
It's not the rat.
Dip it
is
in the wine first.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that.
I'll take out another bottle of wine.
Here, give her some of this.
Yeah, she's just like,
No, not all this shit. You drink it all.
You all help the husband gather up some blankets, and he's calm enough to be like, I'm Alexei Yolinsky. This is my wife, Demira. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I just can't believe this is... I mean, he's like, he almost looks like he's in shock or something. He's just like,
yeah.
I don't... And not long after, Hedge and Esme, and with the help of Driessa, deliver a beautiful little baby boy,
That has no soul.
and it does not cry.
Yeah.
Aww.
And Demira's like, why isn't he crying? He's supposed to cry. And Alexi's like, oh no, it's okay. And he kind of comes up and brushes her hair a little bit.
Hedge has no idea.
Yeah, Waylon.
Very beautiful. Sometimes they don't cry. They born happy.
She kind of looks at you and she's like,
He has no idea. He's not trying to lie to her.
Caecilius is looking at him and be like, I think you know.
she's just like,
I am sorry.
Alexi's just like, he's like,
Hedge just looks confused.
yeah. I mean, it's awkward. Like, it's dead silent. And she holds it and is just kind of like looking at it.
It's alive there, right?
It's alive. It's squirming a little. but is not crying.
Talk about some postpartum depression.
I imagine it won't be easy. But you have something. It's not much good to you now. But we're on a holy mission that will end this kind of thing shortly. Can't help you now. I'm sorry.
She just kind of turns her head away and, like, doesn't. I mean, he picks up the baby and kind of wraps it in a blanket. He's just like, thank you.
I'll look at them like we should leave.
Yeah. We will be around for a little while longer if you need us, but hopefully you
What's
guys
wrong?
can sort this out yourselves.
Come on, Hedge.
I'll tell you in a second, Hedge.
Okay.
You guys step back outside,
Yeah.
and there is a gentle snow falling.
Let's find that pool, that stream.
As we walk there, I'll look at Hedge. There aren't enough souls to go around here, Hedge. That's like I said at dinner. People have children. They don't have enough to have a soul. They're just a husk.
How is that possible?
Like, how is any of this possible, Hedge?
The animals have souls. They were born with them.
An animal soul might not fill the same space as...
Never thought of that. That is quite sad.
It is.
Incredibly. So, doesn't seem like it happens to everybody. Clearly some people are born and have the souls, but I guess it's just luck or they're unlucky. I don't really know.
Maybe when we get rid of Strahd, he's all going to defeat me. Yes,
Maybe,
Maybe.
Hedge.
yes, I think that will happen.
Me too, Hedge.
We should keep moving. Temperature's dropping.
And after some time, you reach the north gate. And even under these overcast skies, the pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore, you can see an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands inside the gazebo with arms outstretched, as though waiting to be embraced. You can see, faintly, what looks to be a circular symbol with a radiant sun on the statue.
Painted white?
It is painted white, and it is chipped.
Is it facing the pool?
It is. And as you approach it, Irina grabs your arm, Caecilius. And she's just staring at the pool. And she swallows hard. And suddenly, as you all watch, the shimmering water gives way to a shimmering apparition that appears standing above the water. You see a handsome youth, a young man dressed strangely, nicely. He has a similar visage to Strahd, but not entirely the same. And you feel Irina, like, gripping.
I mean, he would, put his hand over hers if she's holding his arm.
And through the strange apparition, a wispy voice. Tatiana, it has been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last. And Irina is like, she gasps and lets go and takes a step forward. And she says, Sergei, in life you were a prince and a man of faith, Sergei. And she looks at you, Caecilius, confused, and then turns back to this apparition. And she takes a step forward, and she says, as she looks at you, she's like, we were to be wed long ago. I don't remember when. Sergei, has this blessed pool called your soul to me? And he kind of smiles at her, and he's like, Tatiana, it has been so long. And suddenly you hear a crack of thunder. And a voice. She is mine.
I got goosebumps.
And suddenly, this apparition looks around, and a bolt of lightning strikes the pool. And the pool starts boiling. And Irina kind of takes a step back, like she's not 100% sure what to do.
Yeah, I mean, he would straight block and start going for the sword.
Suddenly, it starts boiling, and you see steam start rising from the pool. It's as if a column of steam forms, like a solid column. And you can see the figure in there, who's now reduced to just a shadow. But you can see this shadow kind of through the haze of the steam. And he says, "Tatiana! He is here! Take my hand!" And you can see a hand, like, getting more in focus as it's reaching the end, and then an inky black shadow appears behind him. And you can see the shadow is like, "Tatiana, hurry!" And Irina starts running towards it. And suddenly you can see in shadow, it looks like an image of a bat. And it resolves down to a huge lumbering shadow of a man. And you hear, "Brother, no!" And you can see an image of a sword through the mist. And the figure, and Irina's like she takes a step back. He's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Tatiana. I was too late." And the shadowy figure collapses, and you now see this other figure standing, looks like wings in the shadows, and the shadow starts to resolve. And as it resolves down to just a man with a billowing cape, Strahd steps out of the mist. He's clad in red armor. And he's like, "What are you doing, Irina? You are to be mine!" And actually, he calls her Tatiana, not Irina. Sorry about that. And Irina's like, "I'll never join you. I remember now. You killed your own brother over me." And he's like, "I killed him so we could be together, Tatiana, forever." And he draws a sword and holds it out like this. And he's like, "If you will not love me, Tatiana, then you will die." Everyone roll initiative.
Yeah!
No!
That's how I get when Irina touches Sean.
Yay.
Yo, I'm gonna spend this.
I think I was doing the same thing.
My terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Are
spend
we about to
mine.
fight
Alright.
Strahd?
That's at least better.
Oh my god, no, much better.
Okay.
Cool.
Sweater coming off.
Fine. Everything is fine.
All right.
We turn into battle mode.
Okay, hold on. Battle mode.
We got these new stools for battle mode.
Oh, yep. Sean, can you click on the battle cam, please?
Yeah, I can.
We gonna need it.
Why?
You mean the castle map cam?
Ooh!
Yeah, you're so smart.
It's
You
alright.
smart or something?
Strahd gonna step in some horse crap
Sure, I'm
here.
the freaking Maya, Duncan.
By the way, if you need any circles drawn, Sean can do that for
Yeah,
you.
I knew it.
I'm-
I knew that.
You knew that was coming?
I knew it.
If you need like an amoeba drawn. Oh shit!
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, my guy.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, he's got wings
Oh
though?
my god.
Why has he got wings?
Because he's here to wreck you.
Why does
Okay,
Strahd
here we
have
go.
wings?
Because he's Strahd von Zarevich. He does whatever he wants. Someone roll a d20 for Irina, won't you?
Gladly. No, Sean, you don't need to.
Cool.
16.
Damn
Okay.
well.
Yes, she did.
So, here we go. Round the horn. Driessa, what was your initiative, please?
16.
16?
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back to Esme. So, Caecilius, how about yourself?
11.
Okay. Wayland.
11.
Which
You
of
got a
guys
higher
have
dex, I'm sure.
Okay.
I got +0, so
I
Hey.
had -1, so.
I got a
Nice.
11.
Okay.
That was a hardy
what's your dex
competition.
modifier? What's your dex
Way
modifier,
too.
Wayland?
+0.
Okay.
I'm way too big.
And we'll figure out Esme's in just a second. Unfortunately for y'all.
Cool.
Oh, man. She gonna have some explaining to do if we survive this.
I'm gonna give Sean inspiration for letting me snuggle with him
Okay, yeah, good idea.
in real life.
Oh,
Yes.
Is that where you were?
Yeah. So, truth is out.
He didn't want
Okay.
to.
So, for kissing the
Can we see what her
Burgermeister,
roll
actually,
was?
This is a 15 right here. I don't know
Plus
if that's
0.
what you rolled.
All right, we'll take it.
So for kissing the Burgermeister, Jeff gets some inspiration.
There we go.
That was quite cute.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I like it.
She has inspo. You have inspo.
We
you
just
have
need-
inspo.
We just spend ours on
Initiative.
Idiots.
Man, yeah, spend
Yeah,
on
after
initiative.
what I rolled.
Still last.
I'm not going to argue with that.
What was your initiative, my dear?
15.
15. Okay, we got it right then.
I left for the diet because I knew I was going to leave for a sec.
Okay, good call. All right. Well, with that, he is first, and he sees Irina, and he stares directly at you, Caecilius, and he says, "Protect me, knight." Make me a wisdom save, sir.
Come on, dude.
Let me see. So wisdom save. Yeah, that's 21.
Oh man, you feel like icy fingers in your mind, and just like, "Ugh." And he's like, "You will die then!" And he kind of swirls his sword around. On Irina's turn, she draws her blade, and she's just like, "Caecilius, I'm scared," and she holds her action. Driessa, you were up.
I'm gonna cast Beacon of Hope. So everyone has advantage on wisdom saves and death saves.
Nice.
Thank fucking God.
Okay, after your action, Strahd strides forward.
What legend are we?
Oh, yeah, well, dude. Vampire Lord extraordinaire.
He has
Esme.
wings.
He got wings, he's legendary.
Esme.
I'm going to put up Shield of Faith.
Esme.
I don't like it. And after Esme's turn, he reaches a hand out to Caecilius, tries to grab your armor. Here we go.
Are we grappling?
Nope.
Oh.
No, he's just rolling.
Bummer.
He's just trying to get you to let go of Irina's hand.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My dude, he reaches out and you raise a shield quickly, and he's just like, and like kind of crouches down and takes a couple of animalistic steps around. All right, Hedge, it is your turn, sir.
Do it, Hedge.
Alright. I
Put him in
cast
the fire
Flame Blade.
hedge.
Cool.
And
I do not like you.
He doesn't even look.
I know he doesn't. 20.
That would be a hit, sir.
For 11 fire damage.
He's just like, "Ah!" Looks at you, bares sharp fangs. Wayland, you would be up.
So Waylon's gonna yell, "Your time ends here, Vampire Lord." And so horse is going first.
Yep.
He's actually gonna wheel the horse this way, 5, 10, 15, kind of about face, and just
This isn't Andrews, this is Sirenscape. Let me turn it down.
charge straight into Strahd.
Okay.
And we're gonna attempt to trample him down.
You can certainly do that.
So, yeah, that'll be a hooves attack.
Question. Can I move Shield of Faith?
You're stepping in horse crit, sir.
What was I saying?
I hate this game.
Oh, wait.
Can I borrow
What were
some
we
D6?
supposed to do?
What were we supposed to do?
We were
yeah.
Joey Lawrence.
You were Joey.
How does it even go
I'm
anymore?
gonna I'm gonna need one D6, my friend, of your finest quality.
You choose.
Oh, we're going here. All right. So 4d6 plus 4. So that'll be
Pretty good.
14 damage, and I'm gonna need you to make me a strength check at DC 14.
He's just standing, he falls to the ground, snarling.
So now I'm going to make another hooves attack as a bonus action.
Yes, sir.
Because you are
Osprey
prone.
knocked down Strahd, y'all. Strahd is prone.
Horse is OP.
8 plus 6.
Advantage.
Oh, I do have
It is
advantage.
advantage.
Come on, give me some horse crit. 16 plus 6.
Some horse crazy.
That's 22.
Yeah,
That gets him.
that'll get him. Alright, so I don't, in fact, get to double my dice, but 2d6 plus 4.
Damn.
What does 14 more damage look like?
Okay.
And then we're gonna.
Yeah, he's dead.
We went.
Congratulations, you win.
We won the campaign.
So we're now gonna make an attack action with my spear and kind of just stab down at him.
Cool.
18.
You do have no, you don't have advantage.
No, it's a wash.
As you go to stab him, you see a blue, and the shield bounces off. Sort of a shimmer in front of him now.
Alright, we'll do it again then. Well, that's not any better.
Again, just kind of gets deflected to the side.
Alright, well, action surge. We're gonna.
Action surge on, my man.
Alright, we're changing. 8 plus 7, so nope.
No, sir. One final attack.
20. Dirty 20.
That will hit him.
Alright, so 1d6 plus 6 piercing. 10 more damage.
Cool.
Question.
Yep.
Can I move Shield of Faith? Like, I cast it and it's a bonus action. Like, can I, like...
It would say if you can move it.
Oh, it doesn't. It just says
No, you can.
surrounding
utensil
a
of
creature of your choice.
Yeah, you
Did you
right.
use it on yourself?
I didn't really specify,
Yeah.
but I guess since I didn't specify, it's on myself.
That's reasonable. And then he stands up and moves back a little bit. And no opportunity attacks. He sort of floats back to his feet and like slides back along the ground. And he's just like, this is fun! Basilius.
Alright, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Magic Weapon, and as I'm striding forward, taunting him and laughing, be like, ha ha, how does it feel to always be a bridesmaid and never a bride? I'm going to attack.
Alright.
Must have done that.
Spin them like water.
Yes. It's 23.
That is a hit.
Plus 1 weapon.
I'm going to drop a level 2 smite in.
Yep, I think that's a pretty
Question.
good idea. Yep.
Is he undead?
He is absolutely undead.
Okay.
So that's
Oh,
2d8 for that,
Plus one more for being
plus 1
undead.
for that, plus 1
Plus
for
one for
second
the higher
level.
level.
And then
Yep.
your
Plus
weapon
regular
damage.
weapon
I'm not
damage.
worried. Sean's dice are terrible.
Go.
Pretty damn good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Alright.
So that's 12 plus 8, 22.
That's 27 damage
Okay.
For attack 1.
for attack 1. Okay, no more. That 17. More get him. Okay, got nothing.
Oh shoot.
Alright. He just says, Caecilius! We could have been great together! And he reaches out to try to grab you again. That, sir, will get you.
No, man.
Isn't this
I choose to disleave.
That's a pretty good, option. Alright. You will take 18 damage.
Okay.
And he grabs you and pulls you into him, and as he does, you feel his sword like nick into your armor and cut into your leg, and you just feel his cold, like he's breathing, and you feel cold breath coming out. And then he's just like, and you see his fangs elongate, and he attempts to bite you.
Alright, well, you know, I'll keep my 8.
Yeah.
He bite ya.
You got me?
He sure did. Okay, you take 5 points of piercing damage as you feel teeth sink into your neck. And then you take
Your dice
12.
are bullshit.
What?
Your dice are bullshit.
No, they're fine. You take 12 points of necrotic damage as you feel your life force. And you actually hear him like breathing in, and you can feel yourself growing weaker. Maximum hit points reduced by 12, sir.
Jesus. Okay.
That's Strahd's turn.
Cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Irina,
Everything
or
is
is
fine.
it Tatiana, runs up to him.
Tried my hardest.
And you can see she's got tears streaming down her face, and she's like, unhand him! And attacks.
Oh.
And he's just like, knocks it down with her sword, or with his sword, pushes the blade into the ground, and he looks up, and he's now smeared in Caecilius' blood, and he's like, and he then goes in for another bite on you, Caecilius.
Tasty.
You gonna be down.
Oh.
What did you roll?
A Twinkie?
I rolled a Twinkie, my man.
I mean, you can just tell me, man, I only got 9 hit points right here. But go ahead and roll it for
Oh, you're dead.
funsies.
Do you really only have 9 left?
Yeah.
You're dead. Yeah, you just killed her.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, he gets advantage on death saves
Doesn't matter.
from my.
His maximum hit points are reduced.
So your max hit points drop to 0?
Well,
What's
no,
your max
no,
hit
my
points
max
right
were
now?
at 32.
Okay,
Oh,
first
okay.
time. Okay, reduce your max hit points to 5.
Okay.
As you see him, and you see Caecilius struggling, like he's like trying to grab at him, and then his arms kind of go limp, and he's just like, and drops him, and Caecilius just clatters to the ground, and he's sort of like, and blood just smeared down his face. Triessa.
Cool.
But he.
That's what you get when you taunt the devil. And
But
I
you're
do
not
it again.
dead, are
And
you?
I do it again.
He's not dead yet.
What are you
no,
on?
I have.
But
He's
you're
on
not
death
like.
save.
Unconscious. I'm
Okay.
unconscious. I have 5 maximum hit points I could possibly hit back.
Hey, because I never have that thing up because we decided a thing. The healing thing I do.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
It's healing word, right?
Healing
Remember
word,
how I have.
the bonus
I
action?
never
Oh
have
yeah,
that.
yeah, because it was funky
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So
you're
it's a
right.
bonus action, right?
Correct.
Okay, and it's a D,
Or
D4
Four.
plus your wisdom.
which is what, 6 right now? I don't know. Beep, boop.
well, charisma for her.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is charisma for you. Yeah, not wisdom.
So my mod is 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
D4 plus 3.
4 hit points.
Well, he can only have 5, so.
Fucking.
And that was my bonus action.
Caecilius opens his eyes, and Strahd looks at you, Triessa, and looks down at Caecilius and takes his sword.
But I didn't do my action.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got it.
Yeah.
So
You do get your action. My bad.
cool.
Levitate
Rude.
Caecilius out of
Rude.
there.
I'm a rude druid.
So that
One
was.
red
I can just do
With a
it.
negative
2.
Stop.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him.
I'm really sorry.
He's not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet. It's only mostly.
I'm getting better.
I'm happy!
9 plus whatever.
No.
Nope.
Ah.
In fact, you shoot, and his cape almost like whirls around.
Wait,
him
what am
quickly.
I?
Well,
do I
you
know
get-
what I'm trying to succeed
You
to
get
hit?
2 Eldritch Blasts.
You do get 2 Eldritch.
And I roll for each one, right?
Well, you have to choose ahead of time if you're splitting or shooting one target.
Yeah, but
I, of course, would only be hitting one
In
target.
which case, you only roll to hit once, and then you do double the damage.
No, I roll twice, don't I? I roll for it's 2 separate beams of energy.
I think it's 2 separate. Like
We decided last time.
Firebolt is I don't know.
Okay,
I don't have the spell in front of me.
I don't know.
2 beams.
Just do it. That's fine. That's
2
cool.
beams, and I can direct the beams at the same target or at different ones. Make a separate attack roll for each beam. It's 2 separate beams, and make an attack roll.
Always
Okay,
make separate
alright,
attacks.
cool.
Yes.
Do it, do it, do it.
It's
Do it,
good
my
last
dude.
time.
Do it good.
But also, what am I trying to cheat? What do I know what number I'm trying
You don't.
to? So I rolled a 9
It's
on
gonna
that
be high
one.
as shit.
That was a miss.
I think it's
But-
16 or 17.
Hold
was a
on,
miss.
y'all. Oh, so you don't think I?
16 or 17 was a miss. We know that at least.
do whatever you're gonna do.
Fuck.
Do
Whatever
you?
you wanna
Don't
try
worry
to
about
do.
the numbers. It ain't about the
Yeah.
numbers.
But if I'm trying, guys, just let me do my stuff.
Do your thing.
Okay.
Roll good, though.
Yeah, just
Shut
roll. Just roll hot.
You're
Yeah,
a snack.
fine
Just
if you
hat.
Just
roll.
crit though.
That one's not even mine to spend.
I don't know what
Get that
that
off the board.
Suspense mine.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm gonna give this to my girl.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's a good
For
idea.
healing me up.
And then you shoot at him, and just and it's almost like he goes ethereal. And you see singes in his cloak, and he stares at you, and he's like... And he looks down at you, Caecilius.
Man,
he puts a foot on your chest, takes his sword. What's your armor class?
Oh, well, the shield can't be up, so it'd be an 18, right? I mean, I'm not holding my shield.
No, it doesn't work that
No,
way.
I don't think it works that way.
Alright,
I'm a 20.
He steps on your chest and goes to stab you, and you just blow just enough fire out of your breath to kind of make him lose his balance, and it sticks. You hear it swing into the ground, and he kind of looks at you and it's like, and just blood in his teeth. Esme.
Okay. I'm going to hit him with a ranged spell attack.
We basically have to crit.
Which one of my dice isn't shit tonight?
It's not quite bad.
Well, it ain't that one.
Ooh, the dice are so bad.
Get out of here.
Let's throw these out.
What were you attacking with?
Guiding bolt.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 9 plus 6. That's not enough, is it?
Just blast by him, and again he's moving like an animal, like with quickness, like squat to the ground and alert. Hedge. Oh wait, oh no, actually it's him. He gets one more legendary action. He actually steps towards you, Wayland. He kind of pulls the sword out and he smiles at you. He's like, and he strides over, and Irina does get an attack of opportunity on him. She actually hits him.
She get him.
Standard Irina.
Cool.
For minimal damage. And she kind of stabs at him and kind of steps closer to you, Caecilius, and like kind of looks down at you like to check on you.
I healed him though.
Did you get an attack of opportunity on
Just
that?
remember.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you get an attack of opportunity at disadvantage. That is true. Well, hold on. Strahd's smart. He would go right here.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
He wouldn't provoke that. And he looks up at you and he reaches a clawed, cold hand out towards you.
We could have destroyed this dice.
Yeah, seriously. What kind of
Covert ops mission.
bullshit website did
You
you
take
get this
7
from?
points of damage and he grabs you and pulls you down off the horse.
Mother asshat. I just want to stay on my damn horse.
Alright, Hedge.
Okay.
7, you said?
I don't know anything about the max of hit points, so as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Spirit on him.
Oh, cool.
At level 3. So it'll be 2d6 for anyone. And then
Wait, what did you cast?
Healing Spirit.
Where was it?
It's sitting on
I didn't
him.
expect
Oh,
for my
okay.
computer to die tonight.
It's the conga line.
Yeah. And then I'm going to take a swing at him.
Cool. Is that a 1?
Yeah.
You guys are really rolling hot.
Yeah, it's great.
I was doing
25.
alright.
That is it.
Just doing okay.
Yeah, you were doing alright.
For 13 fire.
Alright. Oh, yeah, he's just like, kind of looks at you, Hedge.
Sorry.
Blood all over his face and armor. Wayland, it is your turn. You are now grappled by Strahd, my man.
So, horse has to go. He's gonna make an attack at Strahd.
Sure.
How's Strahd looking?
Fine.
Of course.
Yeah.
In fact, as he drained Caecilius, you saw some of his wounds close up.
I hate this guy.
Yum.
I absolutely hate this guy. Alright. Come on, give me some
It's
horse
fine though.
credit.
No.
Oh my god!
So that's like 7 1s, right?
Yeah. What is wrong with us?
Wait, hold on. High five. Come on. Gonna just inspire everybody right now
Alright,
with my
so
words.
horse doesn't do shit.
We're gonna roll fine, guys.
Alright, we're breaking up the dice that have been in timeout for 3 weeks. And we're gonna attack Strahd. Am I at disadvantage for being grappled?
Yeah, they're so shit.
You're not at disadvantage.
You're not
no.
restrained, you're just
Yeah.
grappled.
Alrighty. We're gonna. I hate this guy. 12 plus 7, that'd be
19.
19.
That is a hit.
Tonight's Party White, brought to you by Chessex.
So these are the dice we're mailing out, right?
Yes.
Give me 10 more damage on him.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it again. No, you've used your time in the sun. No, that's should not.
Did he come out of the water?
Out of
Yeah.
steam. It was like a column of
19
steam.
again.
That is a hit.
Oh, for jack shit. 8 more damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put an unwavering mark on him.
Do you have an inspo?
No.
So I'll use one.
But you know what? I would really. I feel very inspired by Caecilius and his
Snowball
blood.
sacrifice.
I feel really inspired by Waylon for actually attacking at some point.
Yeah, Caecilius. I'm really impressed with his ability to.
Lay on the ground.
Yes.
To not die.
I'm inspired by how good his blood looks tasting. Like it looks really tasty.
I'm gonna stand up, push up on the sword and be like, we're not done yet.
He turns towards you slowly. Oh, Caecilius. Come on!
You're probably at max hit points, by the way.
I am at 5.
How did
let's
the?
see.
What do we remember? Fix that when it happened to Ava.
I'm gonna spend that.
You had a. Okay, maybe not.
I know, but I'm
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 18.
Again, you see a blue shield appears as you hit, and he's like,
So we need 18.
And then here's even worse.
this time he actually swings his sword out and just knocks it down, and you're so weak. He's like,
This is fine.
Caecilius, I want your spirit.
This is all fine.
Let me have it.
Yeah, come and get it then. Come on.
he's coming to get it. Perfect.
He's holding
He's
you, Waylon.
definitely coming to get
And he
it.
turns to you and he says, "Protect me, young knight." Wisdom save.
I get
Oh,
advantage.
you get advantage.
I'm gonna need it. Wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
What's a 13 get me?
Failure.
You look into his eyes, and suddenly you're just like, "Man, why are we even fighting? Like, why are we messing with this dude?"
guy!
And he's essentially your BFF right now.
Cute.
He stares into your eyes and he's like, lets you down. And as he does, Irina comes up and tries to stab him with her rapier and gets him.
Why is Arena the best fighter in our whole
She does roll garbage damage, but
Well,
she
because
does
he's
keep
rolling
hitting
it.
That's right.
And she's looking frantic. She's like, "No! Leave them alone! It's me you want!" And he's just like, "Yes, it is." And on that note, he swings a sword at you, Caecilius.
I believe I get it. No, I don't because he fucking charmed me. Never mind.
He gets you. I mean, just cuts you down to the ground. Caecilius falls to the ground and he looks at you and he's like, "Leave him to die there."
Did you just get my turn?
No, I was planning your turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was planning your turn. I was just
Yeah,
kidding.
he wouldn't skip you. Why would he ever do
Go.
that?
Okay.
You never skip.
So I actually get a turn.
So unwavering mark doesn't override charm, right?
I'm going to.
He's no longer an enemy. He's considered an ally to you.
That's what you think. I hate this man.
No, they're considered allies to you too. So I'm not saying you have to go necessarily kill them, but
It'd be like if I was trying to attack Driessa, though.
Yeah.
What would you
Right, you'd be
naturally
like,
think
"Whoa,
to do?
whoa."
So on that note, I moved, Misty stepped,
okay.
and I'm going to Eldritch Blast him with both beams.
Good luck.
You asshole.
I'm
got
gonna
this.
request I use the DM's dice for the rest of the game.
12 plus 6.
18 won't do it.
Actually, you do see a blue shield appear, and it slams into the blue shield.
Plus.
You see a
3.
blue shield appear, and it's like, and then it comes through and hits it.
So I'm going to hit for damage
Tight.
with that one. 7.
Force. Right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to roll for the second beam.
Oh my god.
I didn't get that
Y'all have
one.
rolled so many ones tonight,
We're
I can't
at
even.
Oh, wait. Do I have another one of these? Someone give me another one?
No.
Or was that just there?
No, you're just like, I think you're just picking them up.
No, you're just picking up extra.
I gave you. I
No,
gave you.
yeah, you did. Oh,
Oh, you
then
did?
I'm going to
Did you?
spend it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Alright, okay.
yeah, I did. Unless you spent it
Yeah,
in the
because
meantime.
I can't remember if it was spent or not, so I'll give you the benefit of the
No,
doubt.
he's right. He wasn't.
right.
Okay,
I
alright,
forgot
great,
that
good.
they had done an exchange.
Well, there you go.
So then I'll roll again. 13 plus 6.
That'll make 19.
Not with his shield up, though. It hits that blue shield.
Motherfucker.
This guy's the literal worst.
Sean, Tuesday.
Okay, let's see. He's used.
Let's do the hippogriff
one
first.
legendary
Do the
action.
hippogriff first. Make it slow.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
He turns. You know what? He moves 30 feet towards Driessa.
No, he doesn't.
He does. Can you move him 30 feet towards her, please? No attacks of opportunity. And you see him just push past them with like a weird animal. Like he blocks a sword, like already reacts to where a blade would be, and he's just like, "Where are you going, Angel?"
Away from you, you fiend.
Esme?
I'm gonna go ahead and cancel out my shield,
faith.
and I'm gonna bless people because we can't roll for shit.
True.
It's not a bad idea.
You're down, right, Caecilius? Yeah. Knock him down
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
He'll be up on his turn, though.
Will he now?
Yeah. I guarantee it.
So,
I
blessed,
don't like the way you
blessed. Is she close enough to be blessed?
Oh, yeah.
No.
What's the range?
Oh,
30
no, she's
feet.
not.
30 feet. No.
All right. Well,
Edgy boy.
you're blessed.
Hedge.
Do I know he's charmed?
Why don't you make an Arcana check? I think he is
Can I do-
right in front of you, and he did hesitate.
Can I do insight since he is an ally?
I'll give you insight. Yeah, that's fine.
Roll a 17, so
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, you realize he's
Okay. Dispel magic.
okay. Do it. Actually, I don't think you need to roll against it.
No.
Yeah, you kind of blink. You're just like, what?
He's not a friend. Go kill him.
That is the object of the game now, isn't it?
And he'll just go over here and stand defensively over him.
Cool.
Yeah. Can I actually say that I had moved?
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
sorry.
All right.
I'm just standing over there.
Strahd
turned
looks
around.
at you, Driessa, and is just like, I will kill you. And then he turns, his cape billows, and he walks back into the melee. Move him 30 feet back.
Oh, come on.
Like here?
Yep. Wayland.
I'm adjacent to him, so if I mount up, I'm provoking. Alright. So we won't hold with Osprey.
Why? Why would you provoke if you got on your horse if you're next to him?
I would be technically moving to Osprey's.
No.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
still in
Yeah.
his threat index?
Yep. It's all around.
It's all around him. Yep.
I mean, you could run all the way around an enemy.
Yeah, you
Technically.
get on your horse.
Yeah, so Osprey will hold until mounted, like the good loyal horse he is. And we'll pop up there for. And then Osprey is going to hoof Strahd. And I'm blessed.
No.
but
Osprey's
not
not.
yours.
Yeah. Well, you don't know that.
He's blessed too, but
Plus,
Apparently.
he
plus
doesn't.
6.
He doesn't
so
need
17
blessed.
plus 6 is a 23.
That is it.
The only person in this party that can roll is the horse.
And don't disregard the 1.
Shouldn't have left Balashar out, I guess.
So 2d6 plus 4, so 12 more damage. And
Yeah, you just kind of stick him. He's like,
and then
looks to be enjoying it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure he is. I am mounted now, and I'm making advantage attacks on him.
You are indeed.
And I'm blessed.
Yeah, you are.
So we're going to
Yeah, you
just run him through. I'm over this. All right. Well, we're gonna disregard that. Do I get to re-roll all of that?
Just one.
Just one.
Alright. Alright. That's good.
Nope.
That's good. Second one. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Caecilius, can I
Oh
get
my god.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
Oh, he
No.
is.
Okay. Caecilius, can I get a death save out of you? Oh no, did Hedge bring you back up?
Well, that healing spirit's just gonna.
Beginning
run
Oh, that's
around,
right. Yeah, he's You wake up and you can see the spirit of Ava reaching down to you.
You're at max hit points.
Max. Alright. Standing up and moving into range because he doesn't know how to do anything else.
Literally dragging a carcass across at him.
That won't do it.
I mean, he's moving so quickly. He turns and blocks.
You're blessed.
And you, the three of us.
Turns and blocks it.
Yep.
I didn't actually expect him to get up and do anything, so.
Of course he's gonna get up.
Won't do it, man.
I mean, you turn and he's just like, it's like, come on, Caecilius! Not like just bats it away. He's like, pathetic! And he stares at you and doesn't even attack you. As you stare at him, he's just like, and you see some of the minor wounds he had close up. Let's see, who's around him?
I'm not.
Sweet Hedge.
What?
He kind of looks around and he's just like, alright, Hedge, here it comes.
Head just winces.
He's attacking someone
Armor
else.
class.
Do I get my attack of opportunity?
14.
I get an attack of opportunity against him. He's
Because you did...
unwavering mark.
Oh, is it that or is it disadvantage? Is it an attack of opportunity if they attack someone else? Because that's a sentinel feat. You sure it's not? It's not going to be in there because Cavalier's not in there.
No, that's true. I don't have my
Look
computer
it up.
anymore.
We're going to come back to it.
Yep.
Can one of you guys look it up on Beyond? Look up the Cavalier subclass. In the meantime, Hedge, you find yourself taking 6 damage, but he grabs you and he lifts you off the ground and pulls you into him. Oh yeah, it gets it.
Is that a negative for me?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. If it's disadvantage, I'm just going to roll for that real quick. Ooh, okay, so tell me, if it's disadvantage, he would now miss him.
There's so much shit in here. Alright, I'm coming. Okay, finally. Okay. When you hit a creature... Okay. The creature marked by you has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you.
So, you take none of that damage, because he missed you.
In addition, if a marked creature marked by you deals damage to anyone other than you, you can make a special melee attack against the marked creature as a bonus action on your next turn.
Oh,
Gotcha. Cool. So he did miss with the first attack. He swiped at you, and the horse kind of whinnies, and he just gets thrown off. Then he reaches out, and he does grab you, and you take that first damage.
Okay, I got it.
And lifts Hedge off the ground.
Actually, and you deal extra damage due to half your fighter level and have advantage on that attack, so it's pretty dope.
Tight. On her turn.
So I get half my...
Irina.
So rounded down, probably. Yeah,
Or
so plus
Tatiana.
2.
On her turn, the woman you know as Irina grabs you, and she says, "Trust me. Find the treasures. Come get me as fast as you can." And she says, "Stop! Stop!"
Oh man, Caecilius like, no.
Strahd is like, "No." And she's like, "No. You're all dead if you don't. Don't be stupid. I've always been right." She says. She throws her sword on the ground and looks at Strahd. She says, "I'll come with you." And he's just like blood all over his armor. And he sticks a hand out to her. And she's just like, and grabs his hand back. And he pulls her into him and looks down at her. And you hear, and you look, and a swarm of bats comes in from the skies above, and they start swirling around all of you. And you just cover your eyes, and you can feel bat bodies hitting you and swirling and swarming, and suddenly they fly off. And Strahd and Irina are gone. And that is where we will end for tonight, everybody.
Oh no!
So that will be the cliffhanger until next episode.
Damn. I mean, yeah, Caecilius is definitely yelling and dragon breathing all over the fucking place.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. How does everybody react? I think we can talk about where everyone's characters' heads are.
Oh man, I'd throw
the last couple minutes.
He'd be throwing the shield and stuff, do dragon breath. He's like, no!
Yeah, Waylon's pretty pissed. He like rears Osprey up and just throws the spear as hard as he can into the ground. And
Hedge just walks up behind Caecilius and just puts his hand on his shoulder. We'll get their back.
You look up, you see the last of the bats disappear into the overcast skies.
He will not be focusing on us now, unfortunately. Or fortunately. We have treasures to find.
Irina will hold off.
She's strong.
She has been right.
that doesn't mean our time limit is long.
And Hedge, as you say that, you all look over, and you can see that the lightning blast has damaged the area around the pond, and the gazebo has collapsed, and you see something glinting in the rubble.
Of the gazebo.
Mm-hmm.
Is the statue gone?
The statue is in the rubble.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'll go over. Kind of dig through the rubble.
Alright, you see something that's tarnished, and as you pick it up, you can kind of rub your finger on the patina and see silver underneath. It's a pendant about this big, shaped like a sun. On the back is etched into it like a bunch of ravens. And the front has a bright red ruby in it. And as you hold it up, the clouds part briefly, and a small, thin ray of sunlight hits it. And the red light glints all over the place, hits the wall. You see it on Hedge's face, and Hedge holds it up.
I found something!
I mean, yeah, I would look at that. I'm sure it looks like a Renaissance painting against the dark skies.
Rays
and like that, and then a single ray.
Single ray of sunlight. As he holds it up, the clouds close up again, and the sunlight goes away.
He's just holding it, smiling.
What is it, Hedge?
It's a holy symbol.
I don't know.
Alright, guys. I think we're going to call it right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We really appreciated it. We have a lot of events coming up. Tomorrow night on Welcome Party RPG, I will be joining Thrak and Kimages and our good friend Adam Mash Guy. That should be fun. It's a 3-ish parter, I think. That'll be a lot of fun. Tuesday night, we're back live with the Princes of the Apocalypse with my man Sean DMing. Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Sean will be appearing on the Greyhawk channel for
Mordenkainen's Path, jumping through the plains.
Mm-hmm. So we really appreciate everyone joining us tonight, and we will talk to you guys soon. And Sean, you're going to need to turn off the stream.
Thank you.
See you guys.